Hans
I forgot to go
campaign.
tell Mama, but I will.
Yeah.
All right. So, party. Y'all are sticking together to go do your shopping?
That's the plan. Don't want to get robbed. Shanghaied into some portside gang.
Well,
It's an actual encounter.
the only significant thing I can report is that y'all see some local dandies.
Any Johns?
No. Anyhow, they aren't really an encounter, but
God
there
damn
are
it.
no other encounters that the party is aware of. So you will get your shopping done, and I believe you had a not expansive list of stuff.
Yeah, Dungeon Master, keeping my ear to the ground for rumors, interesting, unusual things offered for sale. I probably can't afford it. Like, standard stuff, like sealing wax, I can afford plenty of that, and I've got that type of gold, but I don't have gold for magic shit unless they're selling it for 5 gold pieces, in which case I know that's not a magic sword. I know.
It might be a cursed magic sword.
Well, is someone selling cursed magic items? Or just magic items, period?
Yeah, no.
You might get a backbiter.
So yeah, no, Dungeon Master, I'm making it a habit, if possible, just whenever I'm out shopping, out and about, keep an ear out for rumors, gossip, interesting things.
Okay. If I had any off the top of my head, I'd spill them out.
Oh yeah, no, it wouldn't happen every single time. That would be ridiculous.
Right.
This is that 1 in 20 chance that it happens, if that much, 1 in 100 maybe.
Okay, so after the shopping, the party, I take it, is going back to the inn.
That's correct.
Okay, because y'all had rooms, and around dinner time, dinner time comes. Y'all gonna eat?
Yep.
That's the
Mark
plan.
off the rations or some money for food?
You did mention food's more expensive here, right?
Yes.
Alright, I'm gonna throw 5 gold for food and drinks for myself. Well, food for
Yep,
myself, drinks for myself, and companions.
I'm throwing a platinum at it.
Okay, y'all will eat quite well then on that combined.
Oh, we're gonna be hunting dragons tomorrow. We're gonna need to eat well.
Okay.
Eat well today, because tomorrow we dine in hell.
I like your style.
All right.
Ray, I
And,
forget, are you human? Elf?
Race half-orc.
Half-orc. Tusker. Alright. I'm still the tallest in the party by a good margin, but like a 6'5" human at least would be nice, but
Yeah, y'all get some odd looks, of course, but nobody makes any outright insults or causes any trouble. Anyhow, after dinner, whatnot, what are y'all party gonna do?
Companions, you've done the spell work you require. Tomorrow we are going to wake early, which means we're getting a good night's sleep now before it gets too late. And we're going to head off with our new tracker and try and get this thing done. This is a pause for y'all to ask questions or make objections. No, I need 15 minutes for my spells, in which case I'll tell you to do it now.
No, everything is ready. I am fully prepared.
Right. Everyone got some sealing wax?
Yep.
I have wax, yes.
And I bought 2 just in case, so if you see this thing and it's coming in for an attack, plug your ears. Alright. So yeah, Dungeon Master, after eating, I don't intend to stay up too late. In fact, I might even go to bed early just for the sake of getting a good night's rest and being ready at dawn, as our agreement with... I'm never going to get his name. Never. It's just not happening. Avrod. It never wants to stick in my head.
It's all, they're all gonna be go dice roll now.
He's got a walking stick. Avrod will travel.
That might do it. That might do it. Does he have a walking stick now?
No, he doesn't.
No. Avrod will travel.
But I gave you a gift
mnemonic thing, yeah.
of a mnemonic. Yes.
Avrod will travel.
If you get good at creating mnemonics, how intelligent people will think you are.
There's a book about this that has an amazing title, which is why I still remember it years later. Moonlighting with Einstein, which is in and of itself a mnemonic.
But yeah, I figured out how to make those as a kid all on my own before I ever heard about them. And so, yeah, when I did actually hear about them, it's like, oh, I've been doing that shit. All right, so I will be rolling for the party's random and nighttime encounters at this point. And
Avrod will travel. Very nice. Dungeon Master should specify before we get into the fun thing. Where's formations? There it is. Hans's standard nighttime routine at an inn is to lock the door, move the bed in front of it. I'm calling a mead, but I'm sleeping in said bed as well. Bertha in hand, finger off the trigger. No reason to shoot myself in the dick when I'm asleep. Use my pack as a pillow. Whistle on string around my neck. Lantern should be nearby as well. I forget if I ever got that hook to hang it from my belt, but yeah. Now, if something wants to get in, it has to wake me up or use a window. I don't know if my thing has a window.
Oh, let's see.
I don't need to know either, for what it's worth.
Okay. All right, party. There will be no significant encounters that the party is aware of during the nighttime. And y'all went to bed early, so you would wake up early.
Nah, that's what Hans did. Can't speak for the others.
Yes, of
Okay,
course.
so you are going downstairs while it's still dark out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're not sure what time it is, but you can tell it's still dark outside, and there's very little activity down in the common room at this point. There are some town guards. They are at the bar drinking something. You're not sure what, and there are a few people who are sleeping on benches in the common room, and of course there's the bartender slash innkeep, and he's sitting on a stool on his side of the bar near the guardsman as y'all come down, and lo and behold, I got to check a thing. Okay. Say, yeah. Okay. And that's what y'all see when you get downstairs, and I take it y'all are ordering up some breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
Gonna throw 2 gold at it today.
Okay. So nothing fancy, but just simple
Mm-hmm.
fare.
If I have to
I'm
pull
gonna
over and
throw
squat and
mine.
we lose the trail, I don't want to deal with the runs.
Okay.
Yep, and I'm gonna look through my backpack, make sure I've got everything I need for the journey we're about to go on.
Okay.
And I will have to pick up my mule from the stable
Okay.
before we leave.
All right. Well, party. You're eating, and y'all have finished up, and maybe a few minutes go by, and because that's going to be about that. Let me see. Well, yeah, there we go. It's that time. Well, more than a few minutes go by, and while you're eating, the town watchmen they've finished their drinks or whatever, and they depart. The two patrons that are sleeping on benches continue to lay there sleeping, and the innkeep, he's just busy with piddly stuff behind the counter. You know, he looks a little tired, but alert. And yeah, so you are sitting there, and like I said, time goes by, and Avrod shows up. He comes in through the doors and looks around quickly, sees the three of you, and heads over to your table.
Well, what's there? What's in between the door?
Hans?
Yeah, I'm here.
You-
So he heads over to the table, and I apologize. Call it me role playing because I'm just a little tired, hill over the head type deal. Morning, Avrod.
Morning.
You eat already?
Aye.
Alright, in that case, let's finish up here, then we'll head out.
Okay, so by the way, party, it is still dark outside.
About
Go
how
ahead
many
and-
hours till sunrise do we suspect?
By what measure are you gaining this knowledge?
Let's ask our tracker. He shouldn't have that knowledge.
Okay, so you're asking him how long till daylight?
Yeah.
How long do you
Uh,
reckon till daylight?
10, 15 minutes or so, judging by the moons on my way in.
There you go. Alright, take a note of that for future reference, Dungeon Master. I obviously wouldn't get it, because I don't use the moons to tell the time. I normally look at my clock or my phone, but Hans might understand that.
Yes, yes. That would be a fairly common sub-skill, is
Yep.
being able to judge the time of day by the location of the sun or the moons.
Alright. So yeah, in that case, once we're all finished up, Avrod, we'll start heading on out. Again, we were attacked east of town, so city, that's where we're headed.
Okay. Oh my.
Of course. Hans will mention, on the way out. He doesn't have perfect memory, obviously, but yeah, I think we were about this many miles. It took us about this long. We were huffing it pretty good, so.
All right, so on your way over to the east gate, you will see this fellow he's wearing leather armor, and he has a spear and a shield, and as I said, it's lightening up because it's almost dawn. And Hans, give me intel checks.
Get to roll some
17,
dice.
I failed.
Dice over. Let's see what I got. Oh, I rolled a 4. I passed.
Hans's intel is one of those, too.
What?
Okay, I gotta check mine. Oh, I got a nice 14. So over here.
That's a bad word.
A 4 on a 14. And Ray, what did you get?
Dom, you still here? I see that you're muted, but if you're talking, we can't hear you because of that. Oh,
Yeah,
Dom.
what did you get on your intel check? Okay, so party, as you are heading towards, and this guy is heading towards y'all, like from the gate. He calls out, "I know you," and he's pointing at Hans. Ray and Dave,
Mm-hmm.
you'll recognize this guy. He was part of the guard for the caravan that y'all brought in. You don't know his name, but you recognize him.
All right.
And he'll rush over towards y'all, and he wants to know what happened after that beast attacked. He got separated from the caravan, and he just made it in himself. And what are y'all going to tell him?
Alright, so Dungeon Master, obviously, at first I'm confused, like, wait, who are you? Oh, you were, oh, you ran, ah. Well, the beast attacked, shot it, fought it off. It ran. We accompanied the caravan to the city. We figured you all had died. We couldn't find you. You know, we took a quick glance, but we didn't want to become monster food ourselves, so we went to the city. Ferris paid us, and I believe he and his group said they were still selling their wares. You might be able to find them if you look around.
Where did you see them last?
I'll direct him to, the appropriate spot. We left ways with them at that market there.
Okay.
You
He'll
didn't
thank
happen to
you.
see the beast on the way in, did you?
No.
Hmm.
But he'll thank you for the information, and he'll scurry off. Kinda. He's apparently tired and kind of bedraggled, but yeah, he's
Wish him
moving
best of
in the
luck.
direction.
Good day.
Okay. All right.
I'm not evil, and I have no reason to be an asshole to this dude. Maybe he gets paid, maybe he doesn't. If I were Ferris, I'd be like, no, you ditched. Fuck you. Or maybe Ferris will give him 2 gold instead of 5, Whatever the amount was, I forget.
So, party, you'll get to the gate without any further encounters, and party, y'all will make it about a mile and a half outside of the city. And I need intel checks again.
Ha!
Oh, that's a big fail.
Nat 1, Dungeon Master.
Well, it's a good thing.
Oh, my bad, that's a 12, not 11.
Okay, so yeah, Dave, that's a fail. Ray, fail by 1. But Hans, fortunately for the party, you remember this spot. Yeah, this is it. This is where y'all fought the beast.
Alright, I will inform the party as such. Yeah, remember that tree over there? That's where we took cover when it came by. Oh, gods. Good times. Alright,
I remember now.
So yeah, Avrod. This is the spot. Dungeon Master, I remembered his name. Thank you. If I could award you XP, I would. Avrod will travel is gonna stick in my head.
I've got it as long rod.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why.
So yeah, to the best of my ability, Avrod, I stabbed it a couple times, more than a couple. Shot it with a bolt. It might have bled, left a track here. This would have been yesterday, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, he will start looking around.
Overwatch, Dungeon Master.
Okay. And he's like, which way did you say that it headed?
It flew in at us from the Dungeon Master. I'm forgetting the details myself, but Hans will give him as accurate info as possible. If I recall correctly, it fled south from the road. But
Okay.
Hans may get a secret intel check. His intel's 12 if that's mistaken. This is double M trying to remember.
Okay. Well, you will be looking around and poking and getting close and looking. Ah! After about 15 minutes or so, I've found something. All right.
What have you found, sir?
Tracks.
Alright, are they the tracks of such a large creature? Wounded, moving fast, trying to avoid an angry me?
Well, I can't tell if it's wounded by the tracks. But big, and the strides are longer. So.
Alright, that's something. I'm surprised. I'd figured blood splatters, maybe. I cut that thing up as best I could. If it was a pumpkin, I would have gone to that carving contest and they would have had to call the police.
Well, think about it. Several people died in that fight.
Yeah, there's probably blood residue everywhere.
Yeah.
It's also been a day. I don't think it rained or anything, but yeah.
Yeah.
Aye. Then follow it we must.
You would be amazed how quickly blood disappears in the wild.
Creatures come by and eat it up, I bet.
Yeah.
Alright, well, either we find it or we find something else. Forward.
So he begins to track.
Alright, our formation for walking has Avrod in the front, Dave and Ray side by side in the front middle. Dave should be leading Donkey at this point, unless Dave, you're leaving Donkey inside the thing.
No, I had intended to pick him up before we left. I had mentioned that.
Yes. And Hans in the back, crossbow in hand, keeping an eye out for shit.
And
You know, there are players out there where they try and hide their plans from the Dungeon Master. It's so much better to tell him because the Dungeon Master doesn't want you to fail. Unless you're trying something stupid, in which case he wants you to understand that it's stupid. Before or
And
after
that there's
your
a
attempt
very
is the
low
debatable
chance.
part.
Yeah.
But
At
the point is,
least.
this is a reasonable response to a reasonable solution, so by telling him what we wanted beforehand, we gave him the ability to pre-generate shit and keep things moving. As opposed to, okay, now I gotta go figure out his tracking percentage. Okay, now I gotta go. You know.
yeah.
We're on the way.
And I just saw a thread about it earlier about how this DM was talking about how he was so annoyed because he had to keep stopping session because his players wouldn't tell him jack. I'm like, dude, tell your players they're being idiots.
Yeah. If you have to stop and generate everything for the moment, it's going to drag your sessions out.
Mm-hmm.
And certainly there are going to be unexpected things that you do have to generate on the fly. But
it shouldn't be everything.
It shouldn't need to be everything, especially if they give you an indication of what they're planning. All right, so about an hour goes by, and the going is slow, but he is on the trail.
Nice.
All right.
I'm presuming the trail is mostly a straight line, you know, with maybe occasional deviances around a small hill or something where it has to maneuver, but for the most part, it's just going in a straight line.
Seems to be. Obviously, the creature would have detoured around large obstacles.
No, this is good. Even if we lose the trail, we could try following the path for a mile or two, hope to pick it back up during that time. If it's zigzagging all over the place like a mad dog, then it's like, well, fuck.
Oh. Dun, dun, dun.
I'll go pop open my character sheet. I did get
Yeah,
fully healed, did I? Oh, that's right, it was a few points down. Rip. Forgot to ask for healing. Hey, DM, it was... I guess it was a fair amount of time. I didn't think about it. Would I have been able to ask one of my party members for healing, or... Nah, no way, Jose. This would be retroactively at the end where it's like, well, okay, party, if y'all are done with spells, can I impose on one of you for a healing spell?
Yeah, I gotta say, you should have thought of that.
Yeah, no, it'd be one thing if it was just 3 minutes, but no, that was like a solid half hour. Alright, I will not
But
impose.
if you were down, you did get a hit point back for a good night's rest.
Thank you, Dungeon Master. Alright, you know what? I'm fine. I'm like 3 hit points down. I'll live. Probably. If I go down to like negative 12 or negative 13, then it's like, nope, fuck me. Oh my nose.
Huh.
Hans,
Yeah?
have you ever thought about taking up worship of Shalif? I
Remind...
know you don't worship any god right now, but Shalif has a lot to offer, you know.
Tell you what, if we kill this thing and get back to the city, I will happily spend a day talking with you about religion. For now, let's not distract our companion, yeah?
Alright.
God damn door-to-door elevator. Damn it, I can't think of the
No,
word.
this worse than door to door. It's following you through the woods.
God damn, can't take a camping trip there. Some religious people try and convert you.
No, for good reasons, though.
But yeah, no, Dave, let's keep our voices down.
Don't want to scare the Cookie Monster.
If I'm 8.5 feet tall and I'm holding the crossbow roughly chest height, that means it levels at about 6 feet. Dave is like 4 foot something, so I'd have to angle it down about 20 degrees to get a headshot. How far ahead is he?
I'm ahead of you?
Well,
Okay,
yeah, in the
so
formation.
Yeah, I need to look at formation here. Morning routines, I see.
Topmost.
Okay. Routines. Walking formation. Avrod, Dave, and Ray side by side in the front, middle.
That should just read middle. I apologize. Avrod was added post that.
Okay. So Dave and Ray are side by side in the front. Dave leading donkey, Hans in the back.
Think of
So,
diamonds.
okay. Kind of a wonky diamond since the donkey is there.
Maybe I'd be side by side with Donkey, you know, where
Yeah.
behind Ray. Whatever makes sense. Also, we do need to point out Donkey is a mule. We're just calling it Donkey. Well, Dave is calling it Donkey, and I don't care.
Jimmy crack corn and I don't care.
Jimmy get corn, I don't care. Jimmy get corn, I don't care. Master's gonna wait.
I was gonna say
Donkey
Thursday.
is a mule. All right, let's see. Scratch that. So that's that. Okay, so you are going along, and you know Avrod is intent on the tracking, and that, and I gotta check that. 4 against 8. Thump, thump. Suddenly there is movement party. As a thing has grabbed Avrod.
Oh, god damn it. Alright, what do we see?
Well, y'all didn't see it until suddenly it moved and grabbed him. And you all know what a praying mantis looks like, right?
God damn it. Yeah?
Yeah, except for this one. Hans, how tall are you?
About 8.5 feet tall.
Yeah, it's taller than you.
Huh. Okay, large. Good to know.
Significantly taller than you.
Just one of them?
By feet. That's all you see so far, but you didn't see that until wham, it just happened. So, new. Show me your actions.
Oh no.
I said crossbow. I'm sorry, that's blasphemy. Bertha.
There you go.
Dun dun dun.
Ooh, come on, here I am, the tank. Let me do it.
Okay, Bertha, avoid Avrod, draw, sword and shield, move to attack, and calling out, da da da.
That's not enough hit points.
Dave is attacking, Ray casting Flame Blade, then draw other scimitar and move to engage. Okay, Dom, you know that because you're casting a spell, you won't get to do attacks this round, but next round, that will be the thing. Okay. Good, good, good. Let go of my friend, you son of a bitch. Now you'll have to bear with me because, like we were just talking about, not everything can be rolled up ahead of time.
Alright, I'm gonna go take a quick bathroom break. Dungeon Master, when it's convenient, it would be nice if I could have a description of the, density of the forest and stuff around us, but that's low priority, as long as I have enough to work on.
Okay.
Stop it!
Didn't even get a chance to cast a spell. I had to move right in.
Oh, that's a fucking tight round.
48 dice, 8 hit dice.
No, not that bad.
What's funny is there are actual monsters in the books, mostly creature catalog, that have more than 48 hit dice. But that's usually the very deep end of the pool. Fucking
Leviathan.
Mariana Trench. Yeah. I think the aquatic purple worm also has a pretty significant hit die pool. Yeah, the marine leviathan has like 80 hit dice or something stupid like that.
Okay.
Don't you want to go out on a boat and fight it?
No. When I have a Helm of Underwater Action, a Cloak of the Manta Ray, infinite potions of water breathing, a Ring of Free Action, and a Wish spell on hand, yeah, sure.
Nah, you just need a few wizards with a few good supply spells.
Yeah, aquatic leviathans are kind of nasty.
Yeah.
That's just nasty.
Okay, Avrod is trying to get his short sword out. So I need initiative for the party.
Really, Avrod should roll it, but I got it. I rolled a 2.
Yeah, Avrod should have rolled it.
Hey, could be
Glad-
worse.
Yeah, we
I'm
are.
glad I didn't roll it.
I attacked twice this round. I hope that counts for something.
Are we gonna lose every freaking NPC we get?
I mean, that's one way of making money is just by we hire them. Oh, they died. We loot the body.
Okay.
We move on to the next village.
So before initiative, Hans rolled a hit with Bertha.
I rolled a 2. I'm pretty sure that's a miss.
Yeah, that's a miss. Okay. The party does not have initiative. And as such, the mantis has hauled Avrod up into the air. I mean, his feet are well off the ground, and it goes for a bite attack.
Oh.
And that is a hit.
Well, that was short-lived.
Gone, gone, going, gone.
For that much damage. At this time, Dave, you may roll to hit.
I may roll to hit. Ooh, I rolled 18.
You may dice your damage.
Okay. And I rolled a 4 plus 1 from strength is 5.
Duly noted. Okay. Hans, you may take your attack with your sword.
I get 2 of them, maybe? Maybe not. I don't know. I
Are
normally
you a
get 2.
three
I'm 3 for 2, yeah.
You're through. Then yeah, you'll get 2.
Alright,
But
I rolled.
still with the.
Yeah. 14 plus 2 is 16 at 8th.
You may dice your damage.
Aha, this is large, so it's a d12.
Correct.
3 plus 5 is 8 points of damage. Dungeon Master, with my height, am I able to reach the arm joints of this thing? Not where it's holding the dude, but like, say the wrist if it was holding it in its hands? Or is that too high off the ground for me?
It's not a matter of being able to reach it, but have you ever seen a praying mantis when it grabs something?
It's got the praying thing, yeah, so it's kind of bent up, which is what I was thinking. So instead of by the wrist, maybe like the forearm or even by the elbow joint. But we'll see, because you just said that was a hit on him. His head might already be bit off.
Okay, so remember, no, his head isn't bit off yet.
Yeah.
But remember, the creature is holding Avrod in front of it, and trying for a called shot on its armature that it's kind of Not a lot of aim room in there. And
Yep.
if you, yeah, you got,
So did
That's
we
why it's
see
a
it
general
bite
attack.
him? Did I see it bite him?
yes.
Very good.
Okay. And Hans, yeah, you can go ahead and take that second attack.
Alright. I rolled a 14 again.
Okay, you may dice your damage.
Damage is 6 plus 5 for 11 points of damage.
Okay, and let's see, you attack at what level?
This is at 8th level.
Okay, yeah, definitely. At least 2. And how many damage did you say?
For the first one was 4 plus 5,
Oh.
9, and this one is 6 plus 5, 11.
Oh. Okay.
Or no,
I
wait,
marked
hold on.
wrong
It
by
should be
you.
8 and 11. You're right.
Okay.
Yeah, and I apologize, brain fart for a second there.
Okay, checking the thing.
That was 19 points of damage, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Now it could be
I did
something like
5.
Okay. So y'all have had your attacks. It's had a bite attack. And Ray, you completed your spell. Okay. Guys, I'm going to go for a smoke. Y'all might want to let Dom know it's a new round.
Okay.
Yeah, Dom, put it in action or you're going to be confused this round, and that would be a waste of the flame blade. One
There
sec.
you go. He's got it coming. Ack. Ack.
Okay. And party, I need an initiative roll.
Just a second, guys, fighting with the printer.
I'll
Okay.
get the initiative. We got a 3 on our initiative.
Okay.
Alright, I'm back. My dad came
Welcome
in and
back.
asked to use my printer, so I had to go fight it.
That's fine. All right. Averod has managed to get his short sword out and whatnot. But here's the thing, party. The creature is attempting to flee.
With Avrod,
So,
we can adjust actions.
well, you're still going to get your attacks. You're going to... Do you wish to adjust your action, Dave?
Yeah, I'm gonna switch to chasing it and attacking.
Okay, you may edit as such.
Okay.
May I edit it as well?
Uh-huh.
It's basically the same thing, but
You know this damn thing is gonna lead us off the frickin' trail.
That's fine. We'll figure out where Rod's blood is and get back.
Okay. Chase and attack. Attack called shot to the leg. And Ray, you're attacking. Because of your thing, you go first, Ray. Roll to hit.
Dom, roll to hit. There it comes.
9. Ray, you are a... that. Okay.
At 6. 6 druid.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm only a cleric. I know better.
Yeah. Ray, I'm sorry. That isn't sufficient to penetrate its exoskeleton. Okay. Oh, crap. I gotta look at another thing. This won't take but a heartbeat.
Hans, think about this. Wouldn't
Okay.
wouldn't someone fleeing be the perfect chance to use that attack with abandon thing?
Oh, if I need to. I'm hoping I can reach it. You know, the Dragon was able to outpace me because I'm in my chainmail now. But we'll see. If I take out one of its legs and cripple its movement speed enough, then hopefully not. Worst case scenario, I will throw one of my swords at this thing.
Okay. Han, roll to hit.
Alright. Big numbers, please. 5 plus 2, 7 at 8th. Before penalties. Yeah. God damn it. Maybe if it's got really shitty leg armor class. Maybe. Nope.
That does not connect Hans. Dave, roll to hit.
Dave rolled a hit. Oh boy. Dave picks up his hammer and gives it a big swing. Oh, that's probably going to be a miss. That's a 7.
That's
At
7.
third. Yeah, third cleric.
Yeah,
It's
no.
a miss.
Okay. That's y'all. Oh, somebody roll for Averod.
20? Attack?
Yes, an attack roll.
Oof, 6.
6.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah,
Man.
I'll stay with the 6 for y'all.
He's meant to die, guys.
Not if I can try.
Yep, nope, he's stabbing at it with his short sword, but he's not being very effective. And at this point, Ray, you can take your second attack. I don't see where you modified to say that you would pursue, but I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt, because it's like you're...
Yeah, if someone starts moving while you're attacking, you're probably going to continue to follow.
Man.
Yeah, that is another miss.
Miss?
Damn, I feel bad, but like legitimately, I didn't make a poor practical decision this game. Yeah, at least maybe I could have gone for leg shots earlier, but
Bah. Called shots are risky.
They are. That thing said last round felt prudent.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, I'm all queued up and ready to go.
Okay, round 3, new.
Goddamn monsters. This ain't even our quarry. What are the odds it's even got treasure? Other than incidental shit. Maybe we'll get lucky and like a random adventurer who has a magic bastard sword and get something out of this.
What does it take to be considered a humanoid creature?
You look
Humanoid.
mostly like a human. You got 2
2
arms and 2 legs
2
and a
legs,
central body.
head, attached to the torso in the correct relation that humans and whatnot have them.
Would that
Yeah,
make this thing a humanoid?
No.
No,
No.
it's a
Okay.
giant praying mantis. They have 4 legs, 2 arms.
Oh, they have 4 legs. Oh, I didn't realize.
Here, I'll pull up a picture for you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, technically they have 6 legs, but their front 2 legs are adapted more like paws.
Where'd you put it?
I'm gonna pop a picture and out of character.
Oh, I thought I heard it beep.
That was Dom.
Oh. All right, actions are in.
Okay.
Goddamn stick leg.
Yeah, that is a good picture of a praying mantis. And yeah, they are ruthless.
The females, after copulating with the males, bite off their heads and feast on them.
They try to. They don't always succeed, but
The male sometimes runs away. The females
And
are
they
also
come-
much more larger and aggressive.
they come in different colors. I've seen them from a light tan to a dark brown and various shades of green. And certain few permutations that you find in the tropics look more like flowers than leaves and sticks.
A significant thing, like you'll notice actually on this picture of itself, its body kind of looks like a leaf. If it stands still, a predator will think it's just a leaf and a stick. It's
Yes.
evolved to camouflage, hence why we walked right up to it.
Camouflage hunters. They wait until the prey comes close and then grab bite.
Hence why I'm not upset that it got to us.
Okay. So just to clarify for you, Ray, the party is able to keep pace. If y'all were chasing this thing out in the open, you're pretty sure with its long legs it could outdistance y'all, but its size works against it here in the this forest because it has to move around.
Hello?
trees. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
There we go.
I had an internet crash on the PC,
Okay.
so I joined on the phone.
Okay.
Damn, we didn't even notice.
Yeah, it didn't bleep you out or anything.
So because the creature
anyhow-
is so big, it can't run away from us as fast, even though it might be faster than us, just because it's got the
Right.
forest to work through.
It's a bigger creature trying to fit through small. Though to its credit, it does so very well. But that does slow it down. Whereas if it could full outright sprint, it would probably leave y'all behind.
I just had a
but-
thought.
Here's the thing, Ray. If you stop to cast your spell, it might get out of range before you finish it.
That's why I said attack if I can keep up with it.
DM, may I adjust action at this time? Sure.
Now that I know I can keep up with it, I'm just gonna chase. Come on.
Guys always throwing their weapons.
At this point,
Chase.
now that I
Act aggressively.
yep, at this point it's running, I should do that.
Okay, so you're going to use the attack aggressively and called shots?
Yeah, I'm hoping to cancel one of the bonuses out with the other's penalties, you know. Originally we weren't doing that, but this is desperate that my dude's life is on the line. I just remembered his name, you know, Avrod. Come on, I just got his name. I can't fucking learn
Okay,
someone
what
else's
about-
name now.
Okay, I have not committed the aggressive attack thing to memory. What did we come up with for that?
Give me a second. Notes to self. Where is it? To-do list. Yep, here we go. Basically, no shield, no dex, -1 to AC, -1 to non-direct attack saves, +2 to hit, no bonus damage, extra attack. Drop at 0, subject to normal spells, only handheld or fists.
Okay. All right. So, attack, called shots to the legs. Dave, chase and attack. Ray, attack. And so, initiative roll.
Alright, someone else get it. I'm not feeling lucky.
You want me to get it? All right.
Alright.
I
+2
gotta
to
see
hit,
again.
extra attack.
What'd you get?
3. 3.
3. Okay. So, Hans, you're going to be going first. Make that first attack.
I'm +4 with +2 from that thing and +2 from strength. And I rolled a 16. That is a dirty 20 at 8th level.
Oh yeah.
16 at 8. That is a hit. You may dice damage.
Alright, D12. I rolled 4 plus 5 should be 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. Okay, you will mangle one of its legs.
When possible, switch to next leg.
Okay.
Oh, it's got 4
Ray.
legs. Fuck.
Ray, make your first attack.
Ooh, look at that.
Okay, Ray, dice your damage. That is a hit.
The dice kind of screwed us over last round, but at least we're getting it this round.
Mm-hmm.
For 7.
Nice. Rolled a 3 as well. Very good. Aren't you using scimitars, Ray? Because scimitars are still a die 6 versus large.
No, they're
D8
D8
actually.
versus everything.
Oh,
But the flame blade
D8.
has special listed damage.
Okay.
Okay, I thought your scimitar was coming first, not your flame blade.
Oh well.
We worked out that Flame Blade would be in the on hand because it would be
Okay.
the one that was cast.
All right, but that was 7 hit points of damage, right?
Yep.
Okay.
If you wish, I will start putting that into my actions from now on.
Yeah, if you're doing this flame blade and sword thing, yeah, you might want to, when you say attack, FB, sword, or scimitar, that way, yeah, that would be a good detail. I'm not busting you for not having done it, but that would be a good thing to include.
Okay.
All
And I
right,
only
good.
mentioned anything because I was trying to get more damage for the party.
Okay, Dave, you may make your attack.
Come on, big money, no whammy. Nope, that's a 3.
Okay, and somebody can roll for Avrod.
I'll
So-
roll that since I can't roll for
Yeah.
myself. There we go, an 18 for Avrod.
18. That will connect. I got a mark here. He's using a short sword versus large. Okay, he stuck it pretty good. And it drops him. And those big skithing claws of it spins to face the party as it's dropping him and lashes out with both claws.
Come at me, bro.
Okay, first attack on Hans.
Yep. Alright. I would be chainmail at a penalty of 2.
Ooh, right off of that big number.
Ooh.
And
Dex
what'd you
bonus.
say your armor class is?
I should be chainmail and shield -1, so 5? Let me check.
Chainmail is 5. Shield is going to save your ass.
Well, no, the
That's-
thing is I'm at -1 from attacking aggressively, so I should be at 5 again.
Oh, Hans, I'm sorry.
He's so sorry.
4 hit points of damage.
I will take it.
You
Am I
done
grabbed,
this,
grappled, held in some way? Is it trying to carry me off now?
It grabbed you, squeezed really hard. You could feel those spikes biting through, and then it like pushed you away. At the same time, that other claw sifted out. And check here. A thing. Yeah, Ray, that armor. Oh yeah, you're.
Mhm.
Ray, 8 hit points of damage, and when it releases you, it actually flings you backwards somewhat. So I'll need a dexterity check to see if you land on your feet.
That's good.
Okay, good on the dex check. But oh, that hurt. God damn, that thing is strong. Now, at this point, Hans, you have your second attack.
Yeah,
Are you still going for the leg?
At this point, I think I'll switch to general. Now that I don't need to cripple its movement speed anymore.
Okay.
So yeah, general attack. I rolled a 3. +4 would be 7 at 8th. I'm pretty sure I rolled that before and it didn't work, but I don't know now that its leg is
Nope.
crippled.
Not a hit. Ray,
Yep.
you can take your second attack.
All these people with their second attacks, fancy bastards. That's a miss.
That's the hit to roll to hits that I'm used to. I rolled 2 3s this battle. Give me a break.
Yeah, that did not penetrate. And Hans, you can take your third shot.
Natural 20.
Yeah, baby.
Nice percentage.
75.
Not bad.
75. Oh, I gotta move a clipboard.
45 would have been great with the quad, but I'll take whatever specific area damage this is.
75, cutting weapons. Facial disfigurement. Double damage.
Loss
Double
of
damage to the
comeliness.
head?
And the poor bastard's losing comeliness.
Oh.
Oh.
Man, the other mantises are gonna find him repulsive. The females might not even want to eat him after they're done copulating.
Yeah, it looks like something already ate half of his head. So, yeah, dice your damage there, Hans.
He's
I
gonna
just
die.
rolled a 12. Plus
Oh.
5 would be 17.
Hey, Mama. The guys
Double.
told me to tell you Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, thank you.
Happy Mother's Day. 17 double to the face.
Yeah, it dropped.
Die, you fucking bug.
Okay.
We're ready for the nail.
Hold on, guys. Yeah, Mama.
Brandon, my first banana Twinkies so much he decided we could leave them for the raccoons. They left a bad taste in his mouth. He had to get some more.
Oh, jeez. Well, I guess the coons are going to eat banana Twinkies.
Yeah.
Okay, well. All right, new party. As the creature drops after Hans lands that devastating cut to its head. And bellows out, "Bind your wounds, companions." So there is a new, and I see Hans, and if the rest of y'all would type in.
Fucking bugs. You know what? I'm on board with Lars. Fuck bugs.
You're on board with goddamn bugs.
That's a good point. I'll have to update my triage now.
Can we get a triage for the NPC as well, girls?
He is under 50%.
Oof.
And your dungeon master is going for a smoke. So y'all try and keep Mama out of trouble while I'm gone, okay?
Hans, not too bad. I know Ray got hit pretty hard, but her triage is not updated yet.
Oh, that's actually not too bad. I'm actually 91.5. I'm better than I thought.
Very good.
Yeah, no, the thing is, I take 5 points of damage and shrug it off. I can do that. A 4 hit point NPC dies.
I'm sure this guy's got a couple of levels in him.
Mm-hmm. Well, the mantis grabbed him, did claw damage undoubtedly, squeezing damage maybe the next round, and bit him. So, yeah. Thank you, natural 20. Oh yeah, 50 XP to me. One tooth at a time, one nail at a time. I'm clawing my way to next level.
I have how many cure light wounds? I have 2. I think he's gonna need them both.
Mm.
All right. Let's see here.
So after I triage the party, if we get another new, I will cast the spell. Also, I think the party should try and get back on the trail as soon as possible before we lose it. Don't you laugh at that. Evil dungeon master pulling us off our trail.
That's just the monsters. And with stuff like this around, it does make a little more sense why someone would negotiate for 25 gold pieces a day to put up with this crap.
Yeah, but no, if I charge him $100 per cure light wounds. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay,
mean,
Hans, you're binding wounds, so you'll get a hit point restored.
thank you.
Dave, you didn't get hit, so you're triaging the party. Ray, you bind your wounds, you will get a hit point back. And you are examining the creature, and I think there's a percentage chance involved here. All right, well, Ray, as a druid, you know what a praying mantis is, and they're definitely natural. But the proportions of this one were not as nature made them, but these things have been around a long, long time. So you would consider that this is a natural creature, even though it was augmented time immemorial by you don't know what. Did some fickle god make them bigger? Or was it some mad sorcerer? Or did they evolve to this size due to certain climates? You don't know. But yeah, at the end of the day, you lump this under a natural creature and not an abomination. Okay? So, y'all have adjusted your triages for Dave, I take
Yeah.
it? Okay, and Dave, you're doing a Cure Light Wounds on Avrod.
Yes.
Okay, dice your healing.
Alright, that's a D8. Come on, big money, no whammy. I rolled a 6 plus 1 is 7 in total.
Okay, I got to do a little bit of math here. I can tell you he's still down by a significant chunk before doing the math. You said you were going to do another one?
Yeah, I think it's gonna have to be both on him.
Okay. And what
Rolling
is
it.
everyone else doing the next round?
Yeah, I was waiting for
Hans,
a new,
Ray.
but start reloading Bertha and then overwatching basically.
Okay. Ray? Now, was your Bertha shot at the start, was that a hit or a miss?
That was a miss.
Okay. Huh?
Avrod, how does he look now?
Ah, okay. It was jammed together and it threw me. Yeah, before or after Dave does his second healing.
We
After?
still haven't wait, yeah.
We don't know yet.
Okay, I'll roll the second one now,
Go
Dungeon
ahead.
Master.
Go ahead.
I rolled a 2. Plus
2?
1 is 3. Yep.
All right. This will not be perfect, but he's down by about 30%, maybe a little more. And I'd have to update the time. Okay. You're doing cure serious wounds. Okay. Go ahead and dice that. And other guys, what are y'all doing? Dave.
I'm typing now.
Okay. Dave's on Overwatch.
Almost minimal.
Wow. Okay. Continue reloading and Overwatch. Okay. You are reloaded.
So at this point,
on.
looking around for that errant bolt I fired. Not too worried if I don't find it. You know, it's a forest, it's a jungle. I am not tracing around for it for the equivalent of an electrum.
Okay.
But if I see it, then oh hey look, it's buried in that tree trunk there. I'll go grab it. So if there's like a 2% chance of it, then I'll take it.
Okay. So, yeah, that's the thing. I have to keep that in mind when that gets to there. All right. So Avrod's, of course, back on his feet, and he's sheathed his sword, and he appreciates the healing. Hey, thank you, guys. I think I've definitely my share of the goddamn loot if we find it now.
That was the agreement. Honestly, if we had the time and inclination, I'd track down every single lair in this woods, but I suspect the thing that looks like a dragon has the biggest loot, so we go there first.
You fought bravely in the fight. I'm proud of you.
Well, thanks. I didn't have much choice now, did I?
No, but you still fought. Some cowards would have screamed and cried like babies.
No, I prefer to strike with steel while I whimper in pain.
Smart man.
We ready to move on?
Yeah, he's ready. So the party, and he will tell you that he lost the trail when that attack occurred, but
Yeah.
y'all should be able to. He thinks he can find it again when y'all get back over there.
Once we're all patched up and good to go, party, I don't need healing at this time unless you all are burning spells, so yeah, let's
Could
get
we
back on the trail.
Could we take 30 minutes when we get back over to the trail while he's looking for the trail for me to pray for a couple spells, guys?
Your call. I'm not a spellcaster.
I'd like to. That's what I'm saying. Will the rest wait? I'm sure the fellow we're paying will wait.
Avrod?
I'll wait.
Alright.
Okay, so the party traipses back over to where the attack occurred because y'all only chased this thing for like a round and a half before it dropped him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not really hard, and y'all weren't trying to conceal your trail. And you'll get back over to that point, and Avrod starts looking. And so, Dave,
Overwatch.
you're going to pray.
Yep.
And Ray, are you doing it? What are you doing at this time?
I will pray for my flame blade back.
Okay, so how long do you two need?
I need 30 minutes.
Okay. All right, so you two are praying. Hans, you're on Overwatch, and oh yeah. Oh my fucking god.
You're
Okay.
kidding.
No. Not while I'm praying for spells.
This is why you usually don't want to do that except in a safe spot, but low
Why
level
would there be an
clerics, I get
immortal
it.
in the middle of the woods? Why would there be an immortal in the middle
Who
of the
said
woods?
immortal? It's just an encounter.
It was
Could
just a
be
double odd
Forsaken.
encounter. It was a double odd encounter. I know the sound of that tone.
It is the sound of the Dungeon Master amusing himself as the players murder each other at
Torment
their own field.
themselves.
I know
I
it
don't
well.
have to torment the players, they torment themselves now. They're dungeon broken. You know,
You'll-
like you housebreak a pet, they're dungeon broken.
Hey, you'll
Yeah.
notice I'm pretty collected throughout all this. Alright, if there's a Forsaken, we deal with it. We die, but we'll deal with it. Like, either way, we find the Dragon and kill it or we die to it. Either way, I don't have to go to work tomorrow.
That.
Be right back. I'm gonna grab a drink.
Okay. Hmm. 3, 4, 5, 6. And if I add 6, that is a possibility. Subtract 6 is a solid no. Well, not really. I mean, it could be one of those. Oh, no.
I'm back.
Welcome
Welcome back.
back.
So, did a gang of praying mantises jump out and grab each one of us while I was gone?
No, they're solitary.
Well, that's good. Motherfucker blended right in with the leaves. The leaves. He's the size of a house. He blended in with something that wasn't a leaf, I guarantee you that.
Probably his patterning was closer to a tree or something. He might have been brown in
Mhm.
color, for example.
Mhm.
Or I could be wrong, you know. There are
Or he
players
could have
that
been
attempt to
laying
explain
down.
magic with science, and they are very funny to observe.
Or he was laying down.
Once every other month or so, Vader likes to come at me with, "Oh, well, this is how this spell probably works from a scientific perspective," and I just kind of nod my head.
Spells are not supposed to be scientific.
No,
They're
no.
magirific.
Oh. Well, that could be a thing.
If we did die tonight, that's cool.
It'd be cooler not to die, I think.
That'd be even cooler.
Okay, that does not exist in this terrain typically. So it's got to be one of these.
Dave's not afraid to die.
I'm not afraid either, I'd just rather not. I got things I want to do. Can't do them if I'm dead. You know, I have aspirations to challenge Lord Grest to lawful combat and win and take the axe home from him and become the new Axehead. How the hell am I supposed to do that if I'm dead?
Instead of dying, I wish to die. That's what that sounded like to me.
It's possible. I'm gonna have to become an insanely powerful fighter, I know it, but there ain't no reason
Well,
why it
here's
should be impossible.
If you challenge Gress to honorable combat, I don't think he'll kill you in it.
No, but if he hits you for 40 points of damage when you have 10 health left, you're fucking dead.
Maybe. I'll just have to make sure to have more than 10 health left.
Yeah, I understand that part, but I'm saying like he can accidentally kill you. I understand if you go below 0 but not below -10, you're not dead, he'll let you live. But if he hits you hard enough, he can't control that.
Yeah.
Or if you hit him hard enough and it bounces back at you. Double.
If it was honorable combat, he wouldn't use his amulet.
Maybe. I'll just have to get a big
Even
enough
he
hit
can
point
agree
spread that
that
the
that's
amulet
pretty.
doesn't kill me.
Y'all can speculate all you want, but the way to find out is
Try it in session.
yes.
Mhm.
I'm going to speculate a little bit here.
A little bit?
If it's honorable combat, magic items are probably not going to be allowed. Just for the pure fact that that means that Grest would always have the upper hand no matter what.
That may or may not be
For
common
Christ's sake.
knowledge.
I was gonna say, did
He
you
has
think rest
2
is
artifact
lawful
swords.
good or something?
Okay, guys, somebody make a note that we should talk about this after
After session. Yes.
'cause
Mhm.
But we're
there's
just
some things
waiting.
I will clue y'all in about, but this is great conversation, but you don't want to kill game time, right?
No, I was
That is
just
correct. We're
letting you
just
roll
waiting.
stuff up. Seriously.
Yep.
Okay,
If you're ready, we're ready to shut up.
so you will, guys, you will get your spells back. 30 minutes have passed,
Thank the Lord,
And,
baby Jesus.
and what does the party wish to do now?
Continue following the track if he's found it again.
He has.
Ah.
He's been waiting for y'all to ready up.
We're ready now.
All right,
Okay.
assume the formation, and off we go.
Donkey riding, donkey riding.
Oh, this is terrible. Well, at least it's not marked. Okay. So, party, you're going to be following along as he tracks for about 20 minutes
Mm-hmm.
when I need perception checks from the party.
Here we go, guys. This is where you need it. Oh, I rolled a nat 1. Fuck yeah.
Nice.
I don't know by how much, but I do pass.
Okay. Yeah, you're basically making it on the nose because there was a penalty of 1. But here's the good news. Is that, y'all have been moving for about 20 minutes. When you're going to hear noise back the direction that y'all came from, and something large is
Coming up behind us.
No, not right behind y'all. A little distance away, maybe a quarter of a mile. It's moving, and you can hear it because it's snapping twigs and branches and shit as it goes. Okay? Imagine like driving a armored vehicle through a forest. Okay?
Listen closely and keep moving.
Without the engine noise. But it seems to be, because let's see, y'all are headed mostly south. So it's like to the northwest, and it sounds like it's moving east.
I wonder if it could be our guy. Hans, what do you think?
Keep an eye out. Yeah,
Tracker
I'm
man.
speaking hushed.
Companions, keep an eye out.
Keep an eye to the rear.
Okay. That's going to be okay. We will move this up to this.
Now, to answer your question on the character, it might be the Dragon. Might not. Hard to say for sure. Like, if we heard a dragon's roar and, it was far enough away, we didn't have to think that's like, haha, caught you now, bitch. And then we could start backtracking, track it to there. But for now, I think we'd stay the course would be smartest.
Okay.
Unless our tracker has a better idea.
He's intent on his tracking. Now, if you stop him and ask him, it's not like he can't just pick up where he left off.
I will make sure he's aware, hey, we just heard something moving around behind us. We'll keep an eye on that.
I heard it too, but yeah.
Let's keep going.
We'll cover your rear. Dave, Donkey probably can't hold anyone, can he?
He has no saddle. And he's pretty full with the saddlebags and the feed bags over his back.
Damn.
Okay, well, y'all continue for about another hour, and he's still on the trail. Because the woodlands vary in density. In some parts, where it's really dense, he can track it easy because there's little ground cover and it's left footprints that he can read like an open book, and it's broken branches or stuff here and there. And where the woodlands are very thin and there's a lot of ground cover, he can track it easier because it's again left claw marks that he can read easily. It's when you get into the moderate woodlands where there is and isn't ground cover, more rocks, and not so many tree branches. That's when he has to slow down some, but he's been tracking pretty steadily.
That's good.
Hmm.
And y'all go another hour. And y'all are starting to get hungry. And at this point, yeah. You're in one of those moderate density portions of the forest, but you find a spot where you can check the sun, and it is about high noon.
I recommend
And
to the
your
party we
tracker,
pause and eat.
yeah, your tracker was going to make the same suggestion because you don't want a hungry tracker. So the party is going to stop and eat.
Mm-hmm.
How long is the party taking for lunch?
Eating at a reasonable speed, not dilly-dallying. I figure 30 minutes is probably a generous time for it. I don't know.
Okay.
I think so.
If it feels like you're wasting time with 30, 15, 20, I don't know. Me, I could eat in like 5 minutes an entire lunch, and I'm a big guy, but then you get
Well, see,
stomach
guys,
cramping.
I'm funny like that because, when I was in the Corps in boot camp, we had to eat fast. Okay. You did not take your time. So I can eat fast, but here's the thing, because of that, I resent that shit. I like to enjoy my food. So for me to take 45 minutes to an hour eating a simple meal is no big stretch. Uh, but again, I'm funny like that.
Mm.
Food is one of life's great pleasures, and to rush through it hastily, it's
Yeah, but when you're on the trail,
true.
you want to just get moving.
Yeah, in cases like that, I tend to eat while I walk. But again, I'm an odd person. All right, so I have done that. Half an hour is what you are taking.
Feels like a decent compromise between, okay, taste your food, but also, okay, don't waste time.
Yeah. Plus, y'all have been walking and fighting, and you do need to take a break every once in a while. Because even though your walking has been very slow, it's been steady.
Continuous. Hmm. Hey, the chainmail armor doesn't feel like it weighs much because I got the high strength, but it does weigh.
Okay. And your dungeon master is going to go for a couple of drags. So if anybody
Hmm.
needs to get a drink or go pee or anything like that, go ahead and knock that out. And yeah, legs stiff. Ow. Mm.
Getting back off topic, if
Yeah,
I were to
no worries.
challenge Gress to a quote-unquote honorable duel, I suspect he might withhold the amulet if he thought he didn't need it, but if he thought I was a legit challenge, then oh yeah, that thing's on. His swords, he's definitely using. His bow, maybe. It depends. Swordsmen tend to not bother with bow fire or crossbow fire, so much like I wouldn't use Bertha against him in a melee thing, it'd be like, draw your steel. I wouldn't expect him to use his bow against me, because he outranges me for sure. Likewise, the wand, the carpet, that kind of stuff he wouldn't use.
Here's the issue with that. There's this thing called then it's not an honorable duel. If y'all had like near the same magic items, then yeah, it could be considered honorable.
Oh yeah, no, in
He
terms of
has
raw
2
skill, yeah,
honest
no kidding.
swords and an amulet of basically a fire shield.
Better than a fire shield, honestly. And yeah, no, it's something.
No matter what duel he gets into, almost definitely it's always going to be in his favor.
Probably.
Unless he's challenged by like the Emperor or Crow.
Crow versus Grest in melee only would be an interesting thing. Eh. Regardless, yeah, Hans knows he can't take Grest. This is I'm 20th level and have magic items to boot. I've got 2 swords I love to dual wield at this point. Sure, let's go challenge Grest.
And I'm going to give kind of my
Welcome back.
kind of slice of the idea. He probably has a separate pair of maybe +1 swords that he uses for
Training
duels.
swords, yes. I think there's a
Not even
legends and
training
lore
swords,
about that.
duels.
He turns to Red. Do you still have my old training sword when this assassin tried to get him to pick up a cursed blade?
Actually, Double M, it's a pair of swords that Usta carries.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they are,
If he's sorry, girls.
they're not enchanted. They're very good quality, high quality swords. And because Usta carries them, he knows they are neither enchanted or envenomed.
Yep, no,
Now,
it's a
if you
solid strat.
now remember, because there have been multiple attempts on his life, and this is not the first time where somebody's offered him or challenged him as a preclude to attempt to assassinate him.
Ah,
Sorry
I
about
thought it
that.
was terribly
Had to
clever.
go put some kids to bed.
No problem.
See
So
you in a bit,
until he's sure that this is going to be an honorable combat, he tends to keep his hand on the hilt.
After session.
Huh? Yeah,
After session.
you're right, Gina.
Wait, I thought you were stepping out to put the kids to bed.
I did. That's why I was
Oh.
just getting
He's
back.
back. Okay.
You know, the sword
So-
that makes him immune to poison. Yes, very smart of him.
Okay.
So, back into session. Again, you stepped
Into
outside,
session.
stepped out, and now we're back in.
Okay, so a half an hour goes by. Y'all stretch your legs, or rest your butts. Take your pick there. You need something, Mama? Or you just?
No, I had to go get pills.
Oh, okay. Well, I meant
As
to
long
do
as you don't do that in reverse, girls, I'm
Okay.
fine.
Okay, so whichever way, y'all get rested and you eat your food, and then y'all pick up the trail, and I'm rolling. Yes. Okay. I'm rolling for multiple things at the same time, and I have to keep my stuff right. Okay, advancing time. Advancing distance. And rolling again. Uh-oh. Isn't that funny? Murder. Okay. And
Here, murder hobo.
Something about that.
figment of your imagination, I'm sure.
I heard that's one of the greatest hits sung by some bards that follow around some war mage.
He's not a murder hobo. He has a home after all.
But he is transient.
Which murder hobo are we talking about?
A Crowmead.
Yeah, he's technically not a murder hobo. He has a home.
He's a murder lord. That better?
Maybe. Ooh, I'm going to give y'all a choice. A or B?
C.
Q.
H or J?
B.
J.
L.
Okay.
Rolled a D2. Got a 4.
Flipped a coin, got an 8. It was crazy. Yeah, we don't like picking our choice in deaths.
I do.
Well, if we know
It'd
what
be
they
great
are,
to
but
know the
randomly?
options, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let me do a quick study on these, determine hit points, and after I find a scrap piece of paper that I keep tons of underneath my desk, here's one. Okay. So armor class is that. Hit die is that. Uh,
Mama,
ooh,
okay?
yeah. Oh my, this is good.
Who's ready to die today?
Dave is ready to die any day in the name of Shalif.
Well, you might not be dying in the name of Shalif. You might be dying in the name of Maim.
Nope. Any battle I fight in is in the name of Shalif. I will fight in Shalif's
This
name.
might not
So
even be
therefore,
a battle. This might be a massacre.
I still try. My head just gets cut off instantaneously.
Oh
God
yeah,
damn
these
it.
things are definitely that. So,
You're,
uh,
you're a quarter troll.
Yeah,
You
that would
would,
grow back, wouldn't it?
yeah.
Real good fireball do me in.
Not even a real good
Well, an average fireball
fireball.
from a 10th level user. But I'm 3rd level. Come on. 3rd level user doesn't even have fireball.
5th level magic users do,
Yes,
however.
they do.
all right.
And they'd have to roll max. A 5th level user would have to roll max to kill me.
Of course, that's expressing that they are 5th level, but if it's this bad that Grill said, "Oh my," it's probably not. To
Oh,
be
I thought we
quite.
got past that one. I thought this was another one.
Hmm?
I think the oh my was the thing we heard behind us that we kept walking away from.
Oh, I'll tell y'all what that was off world, since y'all didn't stick around long enough for it to actually get there. It was a Gorgosaurus,
Mm.
and it could smell the blood. So and for its direction, it came in from a bit behind y'all and the west, and it was sniffing in on the giant mantis that y'all killed. So since y'all didn't double back and mess with it, it went for the easy lunch.
Good, good.
Okay. Let me set that marker there, this one here, set this to the side as I have my notes. And party. As you are traveling along and following the trail, Avrod says, "Hold on a minute here." And he's looking at this and he says, "There's something wrong here. There's other tracks, and they're much smaller, and they lead." And he starts pointing. Look there. And party, as y'all look where he's pointing, you see a cave opening, kind of like a tunnel that something has dug into the side of this hill.
Hmm.
How big is this tunnel?
Not very big. I mean, maybe a dwarf could walk into it comfortably, but
Yep, that means Hans can't go in there.
Not unless I crawl. I would rather not crawl.
Even crawling, you could get wedged.
Maybe. Alright, companions. Avrod, obviously this tunnel here is too small for a quarry, but there might be something worth seeing in there. Could be monsters, too.
But I doubt it's our dragoon we're after. He wouldn't fit in there either. He was a pretty
No.
big boy.
That said, if I were able to fit in there and check it out, I would ask we check it out. Dave, Ray, you
I
all
don't.
might have a shot, but
I
I'm
don't
not
want
going
to
to
go
force
in
you.
without you, Hans.
Not even for just a quick poke, then run out and tell us what you saw?
Yeah, nay, no.
Ray?
Hold on. I
Okay.
have something. I have a spell I could use to protect me. Yes, I could go in.
Okay. In that case, Avrod, you good chilling here? We're going to have Dave poke around. On the off chance there's like a chest full of gold there, it might be worthwhile just to haul that back and call it a day.
I'll check it out. These tracks, Abrad, they look fresh.
Some, yes.
Going into this cave.
Yes.
So you said
know
there's
what
multiple of them and they're smaller. Any idea what type of creature?
Something canine,
Canine, like a wolf? Fuck, it's wolves.
maybe.
Alright, well, Dungeon Master, I'm
Maybe,
obviously too small to attempt to fit in, so I'm going to be overwatching, basically, and I might be stuck that way for a bit.
maybe I don't go in there. Gonna go in there with a bunch of dogs.
Tell you what, I've got some rope. Do you want to tie some rope around your waist, and if you yell, I'll pull you out?
Well, but really, if what are dogs gonna have? They're not gonna have no gold. They're wolves.
We don't know. If we were here, we see it. I would love to check that out. You never know what could be inside. But if you don't want to,
All right.
I'm not forcing you in there.
Tie the rope on. Let's. How many ropes we got? I got 50 foot.
All right, Hans, let me make sure I've got the party right in my head. Hans, you're like 8 feet tall and you're wearing chainmail, correct?
8.5 feet, yeah.
Okay, 8.5 chainmail.
Mm-hmm.
Dave, you're wearing what kind of armor?
I am wearing plate mail.
Plate mail. And you're how tall?
I am 4'3".
Okay. Ray. Okay, yeah, you're in that half orc range and you're wearing leather. Okay. And Avrod, he's wearing, what is he wearing?
Leather, I believe.
Correct.
Alright.
With a buckler. And
Ray, you got 50 feet of rope you're willing to dedicate to the send Dave down into a tunnel and see what happens initiative?
sure. He reaches over his shoulder into his pack and pulls out a coil of rope.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Avrod. Alright, Ray, how about you? We could get up to 200 feet or so. Ray, this is 50 feet, right? That's usually the length people get them in.
Yes.
Alright, so altogether we've got 50 feet from everyone for 200 feet of rope. Obviously,
Okay.
it won't be the exact full length, but, you know, we'll tie it together, give it a couple good yanks, make sure the ties are good. And then, yeah, loop it around Dave, make sure it's secure, you know, give it a good yank once or twice, you know, without knocking him over. And alright, Dave, you might get kind of far, scream and pull the rope, and I'll have my hand on the other thing. You're strong, but it shouldn't yank out of my grip, and I'll give myself some leeway here, so call it you have maybe 170, 180 feet of rope before it goes taut.
Alright. Let's give this a try.
Okay.
So,
Hey, if anything there smells fishy or you're not sure, get out of there, okay? Not worth your life.
I gotta look at a spell here. First level. Sanctuary right here. 2 rounds plus 1 round per level, so it's going to last for 5 rounds. So 5
That's
minutes.
5 minutes.
That's not very long.
No, that's better for when there's combat and you need to do healing without being targeted. Delving into a dungeon hoping not to be attacked is going to be hard, because I don't know if Sanctuary will work if there aren't other targets.
It's the only thing I have that I think might keep them off me for a brief moment to get out at least. So I'm going to try it. And I don't have much rope. I can, in 5 minutes, I can get to the end of this rope. So,
Ray, you used a spell on me once, or tried to. Actually, my bad, I didn't hear that. That's meta. Apologies. Never mind.
moving on.
And I was about to make a suggestion, but I just remembered Hans didn't hear that. He was deaf.
All right, Dave will cast Sanctuary and take off into the hole.
Okay. The rope is tied around you. Now, you're casting Sanctuary. Party, are y'all keeping the rope taut or just letting it trail slack on the ground?
I was gonna let it trail slack.
Okay. So you've got a hold of the rope and dragging on the ground behind Dave, correct?
Yep. Yep. Hey, Avrod, get the end behind me just in case something pulls really fast. That way we got 2 people.
Okay. He'll get a hold of the rope about 5-10 feet behind wherever you've got it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, adjusting his grip as Dave moves forward.
Like, I
And
know we don't have on belay on, that kind of thing, but we should
yeah.
have a rough system of one of us always being ready to tighten the grip while the other loosens.
And Ray, are you on Overwatch for this?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you cast your Sanctuary spell, Dave,
Yes, sir.
and do you have a light source or you?
Nope, I got infravision. I'm going
Okay.
on dark.
All right. So you go in, and your eyes are adjusting, and as your infravision is kicking in, trying to because that takes like almost a minute. Where did my thing go? Oh, there it is. What is it? Okay, you are plate mail. You were struck twice for a total of 7 hit points of damage. Oh, wait, hold on. I
Do I
forgot.
see? Do I see from what?
Hold on.
Okay.
Because you have Sanctuary. I got to do those saving throws.
To be able to attack me, yes.
That's versus spell, correct?
Let me double check. Saving throw, none. What the heck?
That's
No,
for
you're
you
gonna
to
have.
apply it. Read the
Yeah, that's for me
description.
to apply it. I'm gonna have to read to the end of the description, I think.
Yep. Yeah, for something to attack you, they have to make a saving throw, and I just want to make sure about which category.
Versus magic.
Okay, in that case, you are hit once.
Okay, for a total of how much damage?
All right, since I forgot which one rolled how much, I re-rolled it for 2. Now, does that just ruin your spell, or does it just that one got to attack you?
I think that one no longer has to make saves.
Yeah. Okay, so new options.
Alright. Is the party
Did I
outside aware what happened?
Not yet, you're not.
Okay.
did I see what hit me?
No, your infravision was still adjusting, and bam, you got hit, and you don't know what hit you. So, are you waiting for your infravision to fully adjust, or are you doing something?
I tug on the rope. I'll put it in. At this point, Dungeon Master, how far in have I made it?
Like 7 or 8 feet.
That's it?
Yeah, you went in far enough to be out of the sunlight and
Holy
be
frick,
in the
okay.
dark to get your infravision adjust, and wham, something hit you.
Maybe they're gonna follow me out then. Well, then I'm just gonna run back out. I don't need to tug the rope if I'm only 7 or 8 feet in.
Okay, I'll type it in because your party may want to adjust their actions as. Okay. So, guys, assuming Dave makes it out and he comes running back out, I need to know your options based on that.
Alright.
Assuming I make it back out. What's gonna happen, guys? What'd you do?
Alright, so assuming, I see Dave's running out, pursued by bear or wolves or whatever the fuck it is. Companions, let there be light is really not the right thing. I can't think of the thing.
It's daytime already.
Well, now daytime's gonna be down there too.
Ah, you threw it in? Nice.
Nope, I'm just opening the lantern.
I see the lesson trying to be taught here.
Not much of a lesson. It's just you tried a thing, you got zapped. Hey, try it again. Maybe you'll get zapped again. Science.
Okay.
Never will I use a light source.
So Dave, you run back out. Give me a dexterity check.
Dexterity check? That's a good thing I got high dexterity too. I rolled a 9 and I have a 17. So I
Okay.
did good. Yep.
So no, you don't trip over the rope or anything like that, or lose your footing in the whatnot. And you come running out, and Hans, you see him coming running out. You drop the rope and you go for your lantern. You open that, and I guess you're setting it down on the ground.
That would be the idea, yeah.
And you're grabbing Bertha.
Yep.
To aim. Ray, you draw your scimitar. I gotta look at his thing here real quick for just a moment, but yeah. Okay, Avrod draws his short sword, and I just noticed we lost the colors.
Colors?
The colors.
Hmm?
Weren't our names different colors at one point?
Not in this server, no.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, no, there was one thing, but because we're players and DMs, you and I, in both things, I just switched it all to yellow. I could bring it back up if you'd like, but...
Nah, leave it this way. Okay. So, party. These two creatures come out behind Dave. They are definitely in the canine family. You're not immediately sure if they're wolves or what they are. Ray, what's your intel?
My intel, I believe, is 17.
Make sure for me, please.
17.
Ray, you think they're jackals? But those are usually savanna creatures. Okay. You're not 100% sure, but you think they're jackals. And, okay, so this has been a non-combat micro round kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Just me getting bit up.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Dungeon Master, I'm out of the cave now where the party can see me.
Yes, and of course you'll be temporarily blinded as your infravision was adjusting and you're going back into lit areas, and all of a sudden it's super bright.
So I'll have blade action then, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe not. It's you're definitely struggling with the light issue, but that doesn't necessarily slow you down. Yes, Dom?
Do any of them look to be a leader of some sort?
You've only seen 2 so far.
Just swing, boy. Swing at them till they're all gone. Be a good druid and kill all the animals.
So I'm looking for your action there.
If you were going to be firing and attacking, I really.
Yeah, well, if the creature already attacked me, I think you're safe to attack since it's already attacking the
Okay.
party.
So first things first is Hans. You're beating in on one of them, and give me a saving throw, Hans.
I rolled a 15. I don't know what bonuses apply here.
Okay. Let me see, Hans. You are a that.
If it's poison, I get +1 for my constitution.
Saving throw? What the heck?
And let's see.
You didn't even get hit.
It might be a gaze attack. I confess I'm not sure though. I thought it was one thing. Maybe it's a different thing.
It's a jickle.
And Ray, while you're looking at these animals and trying to figure out exactly what they are, and is one of them a leader, give me a saving throw.
Okay.
Oh, it's probably a good thing I was blinded this round.
Natural 20.
Hey! Nice.
Okay.
Good time to get a
Yeah,
20.
That's
All
how
right.
you do it.
So at this point, Hans, pre-initiative, you may roll to hit.
I rolled a 2. You know, I'll
You
accept the
suck.
order of operations.
And yeah, that bolt goes flying into the cave, disappearing from sight.
Ah, sweet. That means we know where to go to get it.
And
Yeah, you can go in and get it.
Initiative party.
I think it's my turn.
Yep.
I rolled a 1. It wasn't my turn.
No, it wasn't. You get no more turns tonight. You keep
Okay.
rolling one.
So Hans, you're attacking twice with the sword. Dave, you're attacking. Ray, you're attacking.
Yes.
And Avrod is attacking. Party, you do not have initiative.
Shocking.
Han, you are multiple attack, and I believe you're the only one that is. So you will go first. Roll to hit.
I rolled a 15 plus 2, should be 17 at 8th.
Dice your damage.
Man-sized or small?
Correct.
To fit in that thing, they'd have to be. I rolled a 4 plus 5 is 9 points of damage.
Okay, I gotta check something real quick.
I imagine there's probably a Dungeon Master out there that described what's been going on so far, but then the creature is somehow a large one. It's like, Dungeon Master, how did it fit in there?
Yeah, what are you hitting it with?
Bastard Sword, 1d8 versus small man-sized one wielded one-handedly. It is non-magical, if that's what you're asking.
Okay. Yeah, so Hans, you smack the creature, but you draw no blood.
Oh, shit. Alright, may I adjust my action at this time?
Sure.
Alright.
Anyhow, it's attacking you. Move to attack ×2. You're still working on it now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just struck through the first thing.
Drop sword, draw silver dagger, call out to party. Okay, you're done for the round after you make that call out. Hans, you are bit for 4 hit points of damage.
Alright, do I need to keep track of the damage I take this fight separately?
Oh no, I'm doing that.
Okay. Alright, 4 points of damage.
And
What did he holler out to the party?
In-game
I don't
chat.
okay, Ray, one of them lunges and snaps at you, but it missed. Your quick reflexes saved you from certain mauling.
Hey, boy. My cat wants attention. Yes, you do. I'm not sure I know what this thing is.
We'll
May
find
I
out
change
later.
my action then? Based on his yelling out, it's going to depend on what the change is.
Yeah, if you're trying to change your weapon, it's going to be a bit late for that.
Use magic, normal shit don't work.
Yep.
Okay, I'll allow you to change your attack to a parry.
I beg
But-
my cat.
You know what? You'll.
I don't expect it to work. It's just in case there's another one attacking me.
Okay. I'm thinking that at this point. Okay. So yeah, Ray, one attacked Hans, one attacked you. There are no others coming, so you're parrying, but even if you rolled a natural 20, you can't disarm it of its mouth. So, all right, Dave,
Yes.
yeah, roll to hit.
Roll the hit. Natural 20, Dungeon Master.
And what are you attacking with?
My silver Lucerne Warhammer. 'Cause that's
Okay.
what I always carry. Remember, I got it engraved and everything? I paid extra money for all of that back in Axholm.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you will dice percentage, please.
And +3.
For triple damage. Dice that damage.
Nice. Thank you, Shalif. Dave, that's a 5% chance Hans is converting.
Triple damage, you said?
I did.
12 damage.
12 damage. Okay. I just wanted to see how badly you would have hurt it, as
Yeah.
your Lutheran hammer
Still
draws
did
no
nothing.
blood from this
Yep.
creature.
It's not magical. Not
Aw,
enough. Ooh.
this might be a problem.
Hell or high water.
And who wants... I should roll for Avrod. Now, is he attacking A or B? A. Okay, so Ray, you and Avrod are on A for things. Hans, you and Dave are on B. No, stay on the desk. And he scores a hit. Check his character sheet. Okay. He draws blood.
Oh. Ow.
And the creature did not like that shit. Okay, Hans, so by this time you've dropped your sword, drawn your silver dagger, and you've called out to the party, and everyone has had their attacks. 2, R, 3. Get it in there while I go pee real quick.
Dave, it's up to you, buddy.
I'm thinking, man. Best I can do. He seems to be able to hurt him.
Mm-hmm.
My silver weapon did nothing. My holy symbol did nothing.
Creature is only struck by magic. I was hoping it was a lycanthrope, where it was only struck by silver magic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm aware that Avrod hit, but your weapon being silver did not. I'm playing off the assumption I do not.
The Dungeon Master did tell us he drew blood.
Avrod did, yes. But for all I
Yes.
know, Avrod's thing is silver magic. I mean, obviously it's
And
magic. at
and
this
with
point.
mine being a hammer, you really wouldn't know if it did damage or not, right?
Yeah, it
Because
would bruise, dent, give him a black
yelp,
eye.
a yelp.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what we got here. Hans attack with Silver Dagger. Ray, draw Staff of Woodlands. Parry with Scimitar. Attack with Staff. Okay, Ray, I'm sorry, but you can choose one option. You can either parry, you can draw the staff, because I have to assume that you have it tucked between your back and your backpack. So I need to know what your option is here, because getting that staff out is going to kind of be a two-hand operation dealy. Okay, so you're just going to drop the scimitar and get the staff out. All right. Dave, you're evading toward Avrod. Okay. Because I need to check something here. Okay, yes, he does notice that. Okay. Well, I know what your options are, so party, I need an initiative roll at this time.
And it won't be double M.
What's that? I should roll it? Okay.
I'm going for it. Got a 6. Yeah.
Okay, party has a 6. Okay. So Dave, you're evading. Hans, you're attacking with Silver Dagger. Okay. I gotta figure out the monsters here, because that's he's doing that, it's doing that, that's doing that, and I gotta check some dice rolls.
We had to look in this hole, didn't we, Hans?
Yeah, we did. What if there's treasure? Think about it. Something this strong has to have some type of treasure.
You're expecting me to go in there again?
Well, I can't. Tell you what, you'll get a double share of treasure if there turns out to be treasure in here. And if there's some magic weapon, you get first dibs on it. Deal?
That sounds good.
Good, I did that properly.
I made it 7 feet in, though. That's sad.
Okay.
Well, they were waiting for us. Now, hopefully it's just the two of them. If it turns out there's a whole colony, I recommend we evacuate.
All right.
The cat has taken my lap.
Roll to hit.
Okie dokie. Note that I am attacking at 5th level. I do not have proficiency stacked with this weapon.
Okay.
I rolled an 11 plus 2 for 13. It's a silver dagger. I know that the silver hammer is the player. I don't know if Hans knows that, hence why he's trying the silver now.
Okay. Hans, you will strike the creature, but you draw no blood. And just to get you out of the way real quick, the creature bites at you, Hans. And what's your armor class?
My armor class is 1.
Good. It got that. It snaps, but yes, that chainmail holds, and its bite does not connect with your flesh.
You
Now,
don't have a
over there-
proper magic weapon?
Huh?
No.
Oh, wow.
I was
What
in
was
the
the
party of dumbasses. Magic weapons were hoarded by the few.
Oh, yes. So, Ray, you drop your scimitar and you're getting out your staff, and the thing kind of, it's not ignoring you, but it disregards you as it's going after Averod, who is evading, which makes him, I gotta figure out his armor class since he's evading. Or he's got a chance there. And the monster snaps at him. Ooh, that kind of a roll evasion might not have helped.
Nat 20.
No, but still pretty high. Oh shit. Okay, Averod is moving like grease. Like a greased eel in a mud pit. And that thing just still manages to just, like, it doesn't care.
Oof.
And chomps on him for that amount of damage that y'all don't know about.
Avrod's
Hiding
weapon's the
things.
only one that hurt it so far. Silver and magic aren't doing. I got an idea.
But he is,
Tell him to give it to you.
while he's evading, he's drawing out his bastard sword.
Jesus Christ, he's got two magic
He has a
weapons.
bastard sword?
He has a bastard sword. Y'all never asked what he was packing.
I did. I saw leather armor, short sword, daggers, buckler. Hey, I'm not gonna complain. I'm not complaining.
Okay, well, that was on a previous thing, but when y'all met him this morning, he
True.
had his buckler, 2 swords on his left hip, his backpack, his cloak. Yeah.
This was his adventuring gear. That was his city gear.
Ah, checks out.
Yeah.
Hey, no, fair
But
point.
he has managed to evade unsuccessfully and get out a bastard sword. And I've made the attacks on the party. And so it is new R4. Options, please.
Would I have gotten my attack?
No, you got your staff out. You don't get an attack. That was your option. You're in combat and you're trying to pull a staff out from between your back and your backpack.
Dungeon Master, I assume when I say overbear, you have an idea of what I'm trying to do. You know,
Okay, yes.
I got the
yes.
size, I got the weight, and hopefully I got the strength. If I can't hurt it, I can still probably pin it. And then if Averod's weapons can hurt it, we can kill it there, if I just hold it down.
Okay. Alright, Hans, you're trying to overbear while the creature is trying to bite you. Alright. Ray, you're attacking. Dave, you're moving with Avrod, helping fend them off with attacks if necessary. So is that a parry, Dave?
Yeah, parrying them away from Avrod because I was last round I evaded toward Avrod, but
Yeah.
then he evaded, so I assume we're kind of in the middle of movement at the moment.
You two have moved backwards, but this A has stayed with you two. And Ray, I need to know, are you pursuing A or are you going to try and help Hans?
I'm going to help Hans.
Okay.
Yes, then Dungeon Master, I will be parrying it while Avrod is attacking it type deal.
Okay. All right. Party dice initiative.
Not it. By order of Gina, I shall not dice initiative.
That is correct. Go for it, Yasha, Susie, Ray.
Neither of those characters were here.
Third time was the charm.
I looked at the page. I looked at the screen. Dice roll 2. We got a 2. Woohoo!
Okay. So party, Avrod is going to holler as somebody come in here. Yes. Hey, son. I'm doing more. Ah, very good. Thank you. All right. He brought me a gift. There we go. So Avrod is trying to defend himself, and Dave, you're the closest one, and he's like, take this! And he's trying to hand you the bastard sword.
I drop
Now-
the hammer and take it.
Okay, so your parry is off the charts. You're
Yep.
dropping a
I'll
weapon.
spend the rest of the round taking that weapon. Yep.
Okay, that is noted. And what? Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Oh, hang on, I didn't write something down completely.
I am back.
Welcome back.
Didn't know you'd left.
I was just putting away some food.
Okay.
What is the cleric's minus for no proficiency?
Minus
-3.
-3. Thank you.
I want to say a thing, but I can't.
I know you're proficient with it, right?
I'm afraid I couldn't say.
I couldn't say, he says.
Dungeon Master, feel free to tell me if I'm being stupid, but I'm pretty sure I can't tell the party in the middle of combat what I am and am not proficient in. You know, we
Yeah.
can't sit down and have a discussion about the weather channel. We need to swing or, die.
Yeah, pretty much true there.
But at the same time, you're not wielding a bastard sword, right?
At the current moment, you'd have to ask the Dungeon Master what I'm doing.
What
Yeah,
do you know? Oh, okay.
He's fighting one of them with a small weapon. You're not sure what. Yeah.
Now, you could possibly get an intel check. What do I normally wield? And again, you gotta go to the Dungeon Master. I
Not
can't.
worried
I cannot
about it.
speak.
We'll move on.
Party, you do not have initiative. That being the case, Hans, one of them is attacking you.
Yep.
Hans, you are missed. The other one is attacking Avrod. And that was that. You going to bed? Excuse me, guys. Love you a whole bunch too, son. You sleep well. It's good seeing Brandon again. Yeah. Okay. Then waggle a finger at him for me and tell him, Bad Brandon, bad. You didn't tell me goodbye before. Yeah, yeah.
I didn't forget to give Grandma.
Okay, well, in that case, he doesn't get a beating. But just a finger waggle. A waggle. That's it. Okay. All right, so where were we? Oh yeah, I did a thing, and the monster attacked, and I have to look at charts.
When we jumped in this hole, or when I had Dave jump in this hole, I did not expect two creatures that I couldn't deal damage to reliably.
I thought it was gonna be like regular wolves or something.
Regular wolves was ideal. Kobold, goblins, orcs even, I could deal with that. This is a bit worse. I just hope they don't have high hit dice, otherwise we might be in a lot of hurt.
Nay, I have a magical weapon now. With no proficiency, but still.
Might have a magical weapon.
Okay. Good news is your buddy Avrod manages to get his short sword in the way and block the creature's bite on him.
Nice.
Okay. At this point, Ray, roll to hit.
$15.
15. You are a that. Look at that shit. You hit it. Dice your damage.
Yay. Seven points of damage.
Okay. Hans, roll to hit.
Alright. I rolled a 16. If my strength modifier comes in, that becomes an 18.
No, it does not.
Does dexterity count?
No.
Alright, I'm a 5th level fighter.
Okay, you've managed to grapple and take it to the ground, Hans.
Try and force it, to the ground. Do not let it up. I'm hoping I'm that much bigger than it. I'm strong. I can keep it down.
Okay. I do not think I have overlooked anyone. And you're kind of lucky it had initiative because it's kind of at a bonus to bite you if you're grappling it. You know?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I didn't roll initiative. There was nothing I could have done there. But you know what? I think hopefully I'm strong and big enough that I can get one of these out. Maybe, just maybe, I took this one out of the fight for the next couple minutes and we can kill the other one. Or, since obviously I'd see Ray hitting it with a staff, we can kill this one and I can move on to the other one.
Did I confuse things? Ray, you're still attacking the one that Hans has, right?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that's B, not A, but...
Yeah.
Yep, that's B.
Okay. Please edit that.
I thought it was A. My bad.
No, you were initially had A, but then you went to help Hans. So you and Dave switched.
Did the old swapperoo.
All right.
Sneaky.
Dave, you're attacking. Okay, good. Because I knew what Avrod was doing, but I hadn't typed it in. Okay, now I need initiative from the party.
Guys,
Go
I
for
think
it,
I'm
Hans.
feeling
Go
it.
for it, Hans. Go for it. You're gonna grapple. You should.
5.
Be doing
I'm officially off probation.
Did you say 5?
5.
Okay. All right.
He's back.
We got a good initiative roll.
All Hans, give me a D20. I want to see how successful your wrestling is
All right.
at this point.
I rolled a 17. My strength is 1899.
Okay. Now I have to randomly determine where you have a hold of it by.
Back of its neck like a little puppy. He's so
Whatever
big. he can
works.
just pick it up.
Whatever works. I'm trying to use my size and bulk to its advantage. I'm big, I get targeted more, and I get damage versus large, but that means I'm going to use that shit. Like a centaur trampling an undead while fighting 2 others, like a centaur mule kicking a chest to open it up, I'm leveraging my situation as best I
Okay.
can.
So it's trying to get loot from you, but more importantly, it's biting at you. And you've grabbed a leg, and your other hand, you almost had it around like the belly, the back kind, but you needed both hands, and since your other hand lacked onto a leg, you've got it down. It's not going to get its dexterity kind of dealy bob. I have to penalize its armor class.
If it bites me, it bites me.
Okay.
I'm chainmail and shield. Shield wouldn't play in here, so just chainmail for armor class most likely, assuming my dex is negated as well.
Okay. Well, yeah, your dex, since you have a hold of it, is negated for it attacking you.
Mm-hmm.
You're kind of like the guys knife fighting, and they're tethered together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't have to stab them in the chest. You just have to stab past your own arm. Okay. Otherwise, the party has initiative. So I'm going to move to Ray next, since I've already done Hans' attack. Ray, roll to hit.
Where that flame blade at now, Ray? Where that flame blade at now? Because that counts as a magical weapon, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, shit.
Blade
What if you...
only counts as magical towards undead.
Ah,
10 as a Ray.
Penalized armor class, please.
Yeah, that's close, Ray, but you're trying not to bash Hans at the same time, and no, not quite.
Yeah, please do not bash me.
Okay, so what was the in-game chat? What the fuck are you? Okay.
Some like 20 minutes ago too. Right after, Hans stabbed it with a dagger
Yeah.
and it just... Silver doesn't work either. I thought it might be a lycanthrope. because that's common knowledge.
Okay.
But
So
gosh.
at this point, Dave,
Yep.
you have a sword in hand. It's a bastard sword. One hand or two?
2. I always wield my weapon with 2 hands.
Okay.
I don't use a shield. That's for cowards.
Okay, I had to clarify that. You may roll to hit.
15 minus 3 is a 12.
Let's see. You're a what? You're a cleric.
Of 3rd level.
3rd level cleric with a 12. Oh no, damn, that thing's fast.
Bastard. Alright.
And I have to roll a parry for Avrod. Okay. And the creature attacks him. He parries it. He blocks. And now for the attack on Hans. Oh yeah, Hans. Even with your dex.
My dex doesn't apply. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Even if it did,
Oh yeah, even
though.
if it did, that would have hit. All right. Was it a crit?
Yeah, 5 points of damage as it bites you.
All right. I'm still up. I got skin in the game. A 5 becomes there.
Okay. I don't think I've skipped anyone. Oh, I know what I skipped, but you know what? That's okay.
Now, Dungeon Master, I can see Ray's hitting with the stick, and the stick is doing something. It's growling in pain or something. I don't know. I'm trying to think what I can do to be helpful here, but aside from just using my bulk to force one of them into not working, that's all I got.
Okay. Overbearing. Attack with Bastard Sword. Attack and in-game chat. Hold its jaw up so it can bite. Can't bite. Okay.
I imagine I can't really get an articulate response, but it's fighting me, so I'm gonna roleplay that. That's all I got.
Right.
A Dungeon Master for what it's worth, obviously I would be trying, but the priority is just stay down, bad dog.
You're keeping a hold of it to try and negate its attacks and make it an easier target for your party, and trying not to get bit in the process. I got you. Case of party, I'm gonna need an initiative roll.
Not it.
Have at it, Hans. Oh, you said not it. Did you?
I did it last time. Give it to someone else.
Okay.
Believe it or not, I still don't
3.
think I'm in the most jeopardy.
3.
Party has a 3. Duly noted.
I do not feel I am in any jeopardy. These things don't look like they cast fireball.
Okay. All right, Hans. Let's even though it's not necessarily at the right point, but because it's an overall effect, dice your grappling.
I rolled a 14. Again, 1899 strength.
Hans, give me a strength check.
Oh, alright. Ooh, I rolled a 19. Yay!
Ooh.
Of all the times.
Okay.
I'm confused. I figured the 14 that I rolled initially was the strength check to keep overbearing.
No. It's that was assessing your wrestling skills more than anything else.
Alright.
And in this case, the creature has out-wrestled you. If
Okay.
that makes sense. So
Is
at
it
that
broken
point,
free?
you'll find out.
Alright.
Okay. The party does, however, have initiative. So Ray, roll the hit.
Hey!
Nice percentage.
Double up, double up. 92! Oh, that's good.
Oh, he has a magical weapon now? Oh, the staff.
92. Hit self 1 to 6 hit points. No, that's wrong. Chest wound. Dice your damage. It is double. Nice. So 12 hit points of damage to B.
To the chest. That's a
Mhm.
bleeding.
And there's like a 3 die, like a d6 times d6 or a d10 rolled now. He.
Okay. Don't forget your XP, Dom. That's in the clutch. Nice. Okay, Dave, roll to hit.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. Ooh, got a 20. Not a word of a lie, guys.
Huh?
I got a 20.
Natural 20.
Yep.
God
Nice
damn.
percentage.
Yes. Take
77. 77.
77.
that. Take that.
What is
you
the
ugly
damage
sons
for
of
a
bitches.
That's
bastard
it, ally.
foot?
No damage. No. Pull the joke twice in a row.
Gina, 2 die 4
77.
is normal damage for a 2-handed bastard sword versus small man-sized.
That is a rare one. That is the vocal cords hit. And it's normal damage. Dice your damage, though.
Brutal if you're a mage and that happens to you.
Ooh, I rolled double 4s. So that's a total of 9 damage. Plus 1 from strength.
He rolled 8 plus 1 from strength for a total of
Okay,
9.
Yep.
9. And yeah, you're pretty sure this is a magic weapon. You don't know what. So.
It made it bleed?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dungeon Master, I'm leveraging it. 9 to the throat. Does that cut off its head, or we don't do that here?
I gotta think about that, because,
Hey, this thing, the other one has apparently out-wrestled me, so I'm desperate. These guys are critting with magic weapons, and I'm over here losing a wrestling thing to a monster I can't kill, that I can't even hit.
okay, yes, considering the percentage of damage that was for a bona fide throat hit, yeah, it's A is down.
Very good.
Now, Avrod was also attacking, and y'all would love this shit if he'd have switched targets, but he was already committed. Your boy Avrod critted.
You've got to be fucking kidding me.
No, I'm not. With a
3 crits, 1
65.
round.
That's
Piercing
3 in a
weapon.
row. God damn.
That's a leg hit, double damage.
He really
small
did.
Short
He really
sword. He did another that many. You know what? Even if I had ruled otherwise on the throat hit, that thing would be at 0 now between the damage that's been lumped onto it. So, regardless of the ruling, but I was citing that much hit points to it as measured as a percentage of its total would have took its head off. But, so yeah, you cut its head off and Avrod stabbed it through the leg and into the chest.
Nice.
And yeah, it's not even, well, it might be twitching, but, you know, the lower portions of it. Alright,
I had to make the meme, I'm sorry.
Yes, okay, so that's been all 3 attacks. And yes, Hans, it does break loose of your grab. That occurs in segment 3, which is after the party's attacks. But it does break loose of your grip on it. And that being the case, you are 7 options players. And I'll have to go look at the meme.
Out of character chat. It should have gone in memes, but I didn't want y'all to have to scroll in the middle of the session.
Hans Monster. Party critting 3 times in a row.
Just they're off doing their thing while the party's having fun.
Where did you post that? Out of character?
Out of character.
Yeah. Smash, slice, stab.
Oh yeah. Hey, I ain't salty. I'm laughing along with y'all. It's hysterical.
That is hysterical. And there we are over there, just hitting the bong.
Yeah. Goddamn dude had a magic bastard sword. No, probably it's cursed. Probably. Just
I can
no
never
one
put it
knows it's
down again.
cursed.
Let me see a thing.
But you know, guilty until proven innocent, right? Yeah.
For sure, with girls.
And obviously,
especially.
I captioned the monster as a monster in my meme because I don't know what the hell it is. I have an idea, but it's a pretty faint idea.
Okay.
Pretty sad that a guy your size couldn't manage to wrestle with a fucking goddamn German Shepherd.
Well, you know, it does appear
Okay,
to be
sorry.
quadrupedal.
It's a magical German Shepherd. I'm sorry.
You know, they're also not weak for what that's worth. Undoubtedly, it's strong. Like if I was an ogre and it was a kobold, it would have like an 1 chance, and I'd have to roll 10 or 100 or verse vice.
Okay, party. I need
Initiative.
yes, initiative. Wow, brain freeze.
Dom, you want to roll it this time? He's got it. He's rolling. Here we go. Here we go. 4.
They see
Not bad.
him rolling.
Nice.
They hating.
They trying
Okay.
to stop him from rolling 20s.
Party, you do not have initiative.
Uh,
Okay, Hans is trying to re-grapple and bring it down to the ground. Move to attack, attack, attack. Hans. So after it broke loose, it jumps back a little bit, snarls at you, and you're looking at it about to re-engage. And Hans, give me a saving throw.
oh, again.
Yep.
I
Well, you
rolled
have to
a
look
4
at it
this
this
time. Any bonuses I should know about? Wisdom, dexterity, poison.
If I gave you all of Grest equipment right now, it wouldn't make up the difference between a 4 and what you need.
Alright.
That's
Okay,
sad.
party, as you do not have initiative, Dave, Ray, and Hans, I'll let you roll for Avrod. You may make your parting attacks as it's hauling ass. Because Hans, you look into its eyes as you're about to leap at it, and the lights go out. Bam.
I'm blind.
No,
God
you're not
damn.
blind. You're
You're unconscious.
party, Dave, give me perception checks. You have a bonus of 10 to your perception checks.
Well, I definitely passed that with a -6.
Avrod rolled a 17 on perception.
Okay, guys, Hans is about to leap at this thing, and all of a sudden he just falls to the ground, face forward.
That's nasty.
That's nasty. Now we can roll our attacks.
Yes, you three may roll your attacks simultaneously.
No, that's going to be a miss. A 9 minus 3 is a 6.
Okay, 9 minus 3, 6. Yeah.
Yeah,
Dave.
unless this is a +5 weapon or something.
Dave,
but it
that's
has to get
enough. Okay. Ray, I see a 13. Let me check that. I don't think that's a hit. Ray, you may dice damage. Hans, dice damage for a short sword for me.
Short sword, okay.
D6.
Yep.
8 from Ray.
8 from Ray. And 5 plus
Plus
bonuses.
bonus.
Oh, and it goes down.
Fuck yeah.
Yay! I don't suppose that raises up Hans now that the creature goes down.
Nope.
God dang
Neither
it.
of those hits alone would have killed it, but their combined damage, it is down.
Woohoo! Take that, you ugly son of a bitch, Hans would say, but I assume he's snoring right now?
I will neither confirm or deny that yet.
If that thing killed me, that would suck ass.
All right, so Dave, Ray, I need your okay. Hans, you'll need to update your
Done.
triage.
Yeah, but I'm checking too to see if he's breathing, right? With my triage.
That
He
is
is
part of
breathing.
triaging.
Oh, I need to
Alright.
update Avrod. He's down by that many out of.
Yeah, he was still hurt from the last battle. We're just getting freaking encounters in this forest, guys.
To be fair, this
No,
one we poked our
right?
noses into. Dave, why did you do that, jumping into that hole? What a terrible idea that was.
Turns and just eyes Hans out of the corner of his eyes so hard. You know I'm going back in, right?
Hans is snoring right now.
Oh yeah,
That was out of character, Gina.
I guess. I wish it was in character. It would have been better.
Yeah.
Wake the fuck up. Slap.
Are you slapping me to try and wake me up?
No, I'm triaging you to see if I can hear your breathing, if it sounds normal. Like I should have more medical knowledge than the average person, right? Being a cleric. Like labored breathing, I could be able to tell. Like I should be able to tell he's like just restful breathing,
Oh,
not
hold
like
on.
he's dying of poison, right? Maybe he's poisoned.
6, 5, 6, 1. Okay, I did my dirty math. Oh, I never entered it in before.
Owie.
Duh, I'd left it hanging. All right, let me catch up on these messages real quick.
Eh.
Okay, back to this real quick. Oh, that's just that. Okay, triage. Is everyone's triage updated?
Mine is.
Okay, Gina, Dave. Hans is breathing soundly. And yes, from what you can tell, he's might be about to start snoring. You're not sure.
I'll grab him and give him a shake. Wake up.
Your dungeon master, however, requires a nicotine fix.
All right.
Triage Hans.
Because he doesn't look that wounded at 78%. So I'm like, wake up. Like, you're not dead. Are you a narcoleptic? What the hell?
Okay, I'm gonna have to. Dom, we'll have to go through some checks when I get back to see how well your druidic knowledge is. But again, I can need the nicotine, and I'll probably go pee. So y'all got 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Keep your train of thought, guys.
I like that, Dom. Figure out what these things are so we can figure out their weaknesses. Because we're going to kill them all.
Mm-hmm.
So this is out of character, but I'll tell you in character later too. My idea is I'll do the same thing again. I'll go in. When I get hit, I'll run back out. And
Well,
whatever follows me, you guys chop it up with these
if
magic
we're
weapons.
lucky, there was just the two of them. It might be worthwhile just to bring in a light. You know, you could take the lantern. Just do not drop that, please. I like that lantern, and it will be expensive to replace.
I'll try not to drop it. He's gonna make me roll dexterity checks when I run out every time. You hear a stone drop behind you. Run out! See, and this time, if we don't put the rope on, I'll actually get dragged away by a creature.
Probs. That would suck ass. I need the Dungeon Master's approval on the thing.
Yeah,
I'll enter it now.
you need to wake the hell up.
You know, these things could have a super great job if they were intelligent enough to communicate in the city of just, hey, you know, you visit them and you let them take you and put you asleep. And you sleep soundly. Cure for insomnia right here.
Right here, buddy.
Okay, guys, I'm back and I've got something nagging at me. Dom, I thought yours was a +2 variant of that staff. Or am I thinking of a different character?
It is a +2 variant.
Okay, weren't you only doing as +1?
No, I had strength bonus. I roll and
Okay.
I have a
At one
+1.
point, I thought I saw you do a +1 on. Okay.
That might have been for my scimitar because of my strength bonus.
Okay, maybe that's it. I'm just trying to make sure you weren't cheating yourself.
Yeah,
Okay, you're
I've
good.
been doing it
Yeah.
correctly.
Yeah, this is one of those times where I thought you made a mistake, but I was trying to correct it in your favor and not. Yeah, you're good. Okay. Needs DM approval. 9, Dave. Go give mir noch 5 Minuten. Ich bin noch.
Dave understands not a word he said.
That was the point.
Okay, so he's sleep talking. Nice. So, so you triage Hans, and okay, Ray, I need you to. What'd you say your intel was?
My intel is a 17.
Okay, so Ray, you're not sure what the fuck these things are. They look like jackals, but your normal weapon didn't hurt it. The others' weapons didn't hurt. No, you're sure about this much. This is not a natural animal.
Got it. Got it.
But yeah, by all visual inspection, it looks like a jackal.
Wasting away again. So, did Hans wake up when I shook him?
Hans, give me a perception check.
I rolled a 3.
Yes, Hans, you wake up.
Alright. Just first thought, what? Who? What? Just disoriented, confused. Wait, where? Who? What? Alright.
All right, we're going to. I have assessed Hans now, and I am going to give him one spell, one cure light wounds.
Okay, you're telling him this before you start
Yes,
casting?
yes, of course. I'm
Okay,
going to heal you.
Guys, that's something I'm going to start being a stickler for, because most
Okay.
people, if you start casting a spell and reaching towards them, they're going to be all, "What the fuck, man?" and jumping away and shit. So you need to make sure that you're telling your party members, because none of you have known each other that terribly long. And generally, if they're awake and they see you doing that, they're confused and will react appropriately. So
Well, Hans promises to always tell people before he casts spells on them.
yes, let me cast fly on you.
So I will roll for that.
Okay, yes, you may roll for that. And Ray, what are you doing at this time?
Hans, that is a 4 + 1. That is 5 total points of healing to you.
Thank you. 5 brings
And I
me.
have also assessed our friend here. Go dice roll 2.0.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Abrod. Okay,
Abrad. There we go.
Ray, you can dice your spell.
Is she spelling herself or?
Okay, 3 hit points restored, Ray.
And then a cure light wounds for Abrod. Hey, that's a 7 plus 1. That's 8 for Abrod.
Okay.
I got a question here, and I'm shooting myself in the foot. Gina, you're doing D8 plus 1 for Cure Light Wounds?
Is it not?
It's a D8. There's no
Yeah, it's a
plus 1.
D8. Oh, there's no plus 1?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Alright, I'm
All right.
taking off 1 hit point, and
Yep.
gonna have to as well. If it
Yep,
happened
D7.
earlier, then I missed it. You're probably confused with Cure Moderate Wounds as D10 plus 1.
Must be.
Uh-huh.
12.
Hey, caught it now at least, sorry.
That's good.
Now, what you really should have done is, I should have actually done this first, is bond my wounds first, but oh well. Too late now. So companions, I don't know what the fuck these things were.
Hang on.
Alright, hanging.
Recover dagger, sword, reloading. Ask for healing. Okay, Ray did a cure light wounds on self. That was the same round that Dave, you were healing. Who did you heal?
I healed Hans first.
Okay, you healed Hans first. So y'all both did healing in that round.
Yep.
Okay. So Ray, you're doing another on yourself. Dave, who are you healing this round?
Avrod, and I healed him for 7 points.
Okay, Ray, you can dice that healing. And duly noted for 7. Okay. Ooh, you got back 5. That was a good one. Okay. Tick tock. That goes to there.
So I have an important question now.
Shoot.
Okay, so I know you can only pray for your spells twice per day, right?
Correct.
Because I had my spells left over from the day before and I didn't have to pray for them in the morning
You can pray and refresh your spells
twice.
twice.
So I can still do it. Well, okay, I can do it again with my Cure Light Wounds because I've only prayed for them once today. So I
Okay.
could pray for them again. I'm just saying that I could. I'm not saying we're going to right now or anything, but
Right.
I was just trying to find out if I could. That's all. I don't want
Yep.
to turn my brain to mush.
Okay, so let's put it this way. Say you're a first level cleric and you get 1 spell. You wake up in the morning and you have the spell. You cast it. Right afterwards, you pray, you get it back. And then blah, blah, blah happens. You use your spell. Okay? You can pray and get it back a second time that day. Cast it or not. Okay?
Yep.
But say you did cast it. So you've used your spell 3 times today, but you've prayed for it twice. If you try praying for it a third time, you're
Mush.
into the chances of brain mush.
Yep. I understand now.
Now you can do this for your
Each
like
spell
third
slot,
level.
right?
Each spell slot for that number.
Yep.
So how many first level spells do you get?
I get 2 plus 2 bonus.
Okay, so that's 4.
Yes.
So yeah, and 4 doubled is 8. You go past 8 and you're in brain mush range.
Oh, so I can, because I have, so I can keep getting the Cure Light Wounds up to 8 of them.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't get back the other spells. Okay.
Each spell slot is a chamber in the gun that you can load a bullet into. You get 2 bullets each day. If you reloaded yesterday but never fired it, you still get 2 bullets today.
And I
Now,
have 10 different types of bullets, or however many spells of that level I have, or the
now,
different
see, I'm
types.
very generous in this regards because how it's supposed to work
One
is
spell
that
and done.
one spell and done, and until you've had time to rest your studying or your prayers, you can't
Yep.
happen. You're just too mentally tired.
That's how we play it in our later versions. But we've overpowered everything else, so
Don't magic users and like warlocks and shit get a D10 for a cantrip that they can basically cast each round in place of a spell? Basically,
no.
longsword damage.
All of our cantrips for the version I play are die fours. That's the most
That's
they
not
can
too
do.
bad.
No, at least they have something they can do, right? They can continue to cast magic,
These
but
days,
it's
if
also a ranged touch attack, so they have to hit as well. And magic users suck at hitting.
Okay, party. I need to know what the party is doing now.
do I have my weapons back?
Yes, you do.
Am I done reloading or still doing that?
Well, they had 2 minutes of spell stuff. Yeah, sure, why not?
Is Avron's triage updated?
It is.
Okay. Uh, Perhaps. Do you think we should? Hold on. Let's talk about this, guys,
Avron,
before we do
based on
anything.
the tracks you saw, do you believe there's more than 2 of those things living in this cave?
Oh shit, there's no way to know. Party perception checks.
Huh?
I got it right on 14 and 14.
Yeah, no, my perception's a 20. I wish.
Let's see. Ray has that was a fail. Yep. And Dave, you made yours right on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
And what was it you were saying to the party? Or was that Hans that was
So
talking?
I think it was me.
Okay,
I
well,
was.
as you're starting to talk to the party, as y'all recall, you're still pretty close to that cave, and you still have that rope tied around you, by the way. Don't forget about that.
Yep. I haven't untied it.
And Hans did a thing. He opened up that lantern and set it down. And as you're starting to speak, out of the corner of your eye, you see something shiny in that no longer dark, dark, dark little cave. Let this influence your decision or not. What do you wish to do?
There's another one coming. I see it coming down the tunnel, guys. I turn and ready the sword to defend myself.
Well, put it in actions.
Okay,
Put it in
actions.
actions.
Alright. I want to do a thing here, but I don't know if I'd be slapped for meta. DM, do you mind if I just use the open voice channel here?
Okay.
Alright.
You might still have to write it down though.
No,
We'll
so Dungeon Master Hans is seeing Dave use this bastard sword size thing here.
Yeah.
And has he witnessed that it's hit the creatures and hurt them while he was in the midst of pinning the thing, or was he too distracted?
Give me a perception check on that.
I rolled a 12, my perception's 15.
You did witness him using that sword and doing damage.
Dave, give that to me. Here.
Give me that damn sword. Oh, that's hilarious.
I heard him.
Okay,
It's in my action. It's part of my
I see
action.
that. Very nicely done. Ray, Hans, I need your actions.
Yep.
I also need to add something to that.
Okay, go ahead. Because Avrod has shing pulled out his short sword again and turned towards the cave. But I'm the DM, so I don't have to type that shit in. Okay, so Hans, you take the sword from Dave and you're picking up your hammer, and Hans, you've got the sword and you're ready and you're calling out, and Ray, you've got your staff, and Avrod is ready with his short sword. Whoever's down there, we are leaving. Let us go. We will water the ground with your blood. And you call out to the monsters in the cave, and party, as you're all staring intently, you realize that what Dave saw were not beady little shining eyes. That is the shine of metal.
Inside the cave?
That is the shine of coin.
Oh, thank you, girls. Thank you. I needed that.
Now,
Goddamn epic troll.
shall I roll up said coin?
Please. Oh, you had us going. You had us going. Well done, prof.
I thought it was the shine of eyes.
Alright, that being said, our method for getting it's probably not going to be so great, so while Grills is rolling that up, instead of some hypothetical discussion about death battles with Grest, let's talk about method here. We don't know if the cave is cleared. We're going to see the coin. It could be that they tossed it there for us to see to come down and grab it. So.
The rope is still tied to me. Grab on. I'm going in.
Fuck, does the tunnel get any bigger? It might be worth me crawling in now that I have a weapon I can use. Like,
Nice, but hand me that in case I get in trouble in here.
yeah, okay, so you'll take that, although, does the short sword work? It might be better for close quarters. The bastard sword needs room. You know, assuming that
He's willing
Avarod's
to
willing to part
sacrifice.
with it temporarily. Assuming he is, or assuming that we give you one or the other. Yeah, so Avarod and I will have the rope again, and we'll have the light on this time. You might even want to just hold it in your hand. Maybe we tie it to the rope around your belt or something. And
Yep, tied
yeah,
to the rope
you
around
go
my belt.
down, you've got the light, and you'll be able to see shit. You know, you'd think we'd have learned in 3 years not to do that dumbassery, but apparently not.
I love that dumbassery. What's the point in infravision if you're not going to use it every second you
Well,
can?
you didn't use it as the issue. You, like,
I
started to
tried.
switch, got hit, that. Now, these things obviously have some type of gaze attack out of character. Darkness is why you didn't have to make your saving throw until it was out in the light we saw them. So someone needs to have eyes on you in case you fall asleep. Hopefully this counts as on-world, because Hans realized, hopefully, he was unnaturally put to sleep. You know, you don't normally fall asleep when you're fighting something.
Well,
Okay.
not only that, but I'll be walking with a light, and you'll probably be able to see the light fall or
So
something.
I would recommend we get Ray, who's the next
Uh,
shortest, I believe, other than possibly
I'm going to go for a quick smoke while y'all plot this out.
So we get Ray to, like, make sure they've got an eye on you. If you have to pause and it's like, okay, the tunnel straightens out here, someone come down, it's safe, you know, then Ray comes up behind you. That type of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Sound good? Ray, you've got
Yeah.
that staff. So, here, let me type this in actions.
People at different positions in the tunnel. And if I have to run out, I still yell, and she gets the
As
chance to run before me.
the rope goes down, period. Ray.
Getting a drink.
Okay, Dave, would you like... No, you're taking a drink. Okay.
All right, my little victims. I mean, players. So y'all are gathered outside of the cave again, right?
Yes.
Okay. And has anyone picked up the lantern?
Getting to that. Because I'm
There you
thinking
go.
we're gonna give Dave the lantern. Dave, would you rather hold it or we figure out
Tie it
some way
around the rope around my waist.
Alright, Dungeon
That way I
Master.
can
Not
two-hand the
entirely
sword.
sure of the handle of this thing, if that's possible. I'm assuming so, hopefully. You'll have to get back to us.
Yes, the D-Day invasion of Burger King. I see
Yes.
this. Yes, okay.
What are the odds it's just an empty thing? And okay, you can get your loot now. Oh, we don't trust a single thing. Speaking of which,
Plan for
Dave,
attack.
watch out for traps.
Dave has the rope tied around him and takes the lantern or ties it to the okay. He takes the short sword or the bastard. What short sword?
Averod has a short sword that supposedly works. I don't know if that's on character for us.
Avrod is not parting with that short sword.
That's what
Bastard
we
sword then.
Okay. He will clarify that right now.
Okay, no, all cool,
He
Averod.
does not mind loaning his bastard sword, but no, anybody tries to even look too long at that short sword, they're getting stuck with it.
Understood.
All good, man. Hey, you're definitely worth the 25 gold pieces. Thank you.
Damn straight I am. Ray
Right, well,
keeps an eye on him at all times in case he's grabbed. If he needs to move out of sight, she goes down to keep vision at all times in case he gets sleeped. Assuming no more monsters and just a single chamber, they haul up the coin while Hans and Averod, new spelling, okay. You added an extra A in there. Do Overwatch or go in if the cave gets bigger. Good plan, party. Good plan. Bravo.
Mhm.
But as you're standing there with the lantern, you can see this tunnel / cave is only about 30 feet deep. It does widen out after about 8-9 feet or so. And according to your plan, so this is going to take a few minutes. Let me adjust that there. So Dave, you go in. And what you're going to find inside, as I explained, it widens up. There are no traps. There are no other monsters waiting for you. There are some coins. They're in a small pile. There are some bits of plate mail, like a shoulder pad and a greave, that look like they're in decent condition. The coins that you saw the light shining off of appear to be electrum. It's a very small pile. And there you can see where obviously creatures slept in here, but not very many of them. The cave is clean, no droppings, no bones or anything else. And yeah, that's that. What do you wish to do, Dave?
I will pick up the electrum and put them into my belt pouch.
Okay. Well, Dave, while you're picking them up, give me a perception check.
All right. Here we go. Cursed coins. Way to go, Grills.
He would.
13 of 14.
Dave, underneath the coins, for a moment there, you thought they were just rocks. There are a pair of gems.
Score!
2 gems.
Maybe.
They're cursed gems, of course, though, so you're
Of
going to leave
course.
that behind, right?
Of course.
Right. Now,
So
can I
2
make a
gems?
suggestion out of character?
Sure.
Alright, Dave, if you're keeping the coin, like if you're gonna try and
I'm
shave
not
some of the coins for
stealing.
yourself,
I'm
that's
not
there.
stealing.
Otherwise, just put it all in like a small sack or a large sack as needed. I have a couple of those, so this way
No,
it
there's
just makes
nothing else
division
in my
easier.
belt pouch. This belt pouch is empty.
Belt pouches can only hold at most like 100 coins, I think, for a standard belt pouch.
Yeah, and I'm guessing this is like 20 coins and a couple gems, right?
He said a small
I'll-
pile. Pile could mean a couple things. It could even be a couple hundred.
It's 11.
It's 11.
That's what
Okay.
I thought. Yeah.
Damn.
That's why I was putting it in my belt pouch. It sounded like a very small pile to me.
It's 11 electrum and 2 gems, and you're taking it all, right?
Yes. And I was also going to take the greave.
And the shoulder plate?
Yeah, sure. Take them
Okay.
both.
Alright, that's yours if you want it. That ain't gonna fit me. Hans
Well,
doesn't know about magic armor.
I'm gonna get a seeing if it's magical. I can't detect magic, can I?
Not that you're aware of without using a spell that's called, strangely enough,
Detect magic. Okay.
I use the spell Read Clerical Spells from the Unearthed Arcana and see the listing of available things I can cast.
Okay,
Right.
but I was just thinking that it's not like the magic users where they can detect naturally.
Nah, that's a magic user thing.
Hey, it's a first level spell, and I've got open slots.
Okay,
We
so
might want to save that for later, though.
currently I have you in the cave with a rope
Okay.
tied around you, standing there. What are you doing, Dave?
I've looked around really well.
Mm-hmm.
I've picked up all the coin and the grave and the shoulder plate,
Okay.
and then I'll head back out.
Okay. Duly noted. Because that's a Ricky Ticky.
Tick tock goes the
Right.
clock. Alright, not a bad haul. Electrum's actually
Yeah,
worth
then I
hauling.
got
If it was copper, it might legitimately be better just to leave it there. It's like a silver and a copper.
I come out and I show the party what I found.
Ooh,
The
gem.
grave, the shoulder plate, 11 electrum, and 2 gems.
Alright, the gems might be worth something, obviously. Electrum's nice. Split it 4 ways, that's less than 2 each, but that's fine. I'll take a loss on that if we want. The gems might be worth something, or they might not.
Well, your friend Avrod, the tracker, will say, why don't we just add that up with this dragon loot that I'm doing?
We'll keep it all together in one pile, and at the end, when we make it back to town, whoever's left alive will divide it amongst them.
Okay. All right, party, put your options and whatnot in. Untie ropes, recover my any gear, reestablish formation, make sure everyone is ready, continue tracking.
Yeah, Dungeon Master, at this point I'm getting my rope back, putting it in my pack, getting my lantern back, shutting it. The typicals.
Everyone gets their rope back. Nailed, same as Hans, he nailed it all. Okay.
Avrod. I'm skilled with the bastard sword. For the duration of the journey, would you mind if I used yours on the off chance we encounter something else that even silver doesn't work against?
All right, he'll unbelt the sheath for that and pass it over. Okay, but yeah, I definitely want that back.
Oh yeah. I'm not a thief.
You lucky big bastard.
I can't. I don't know if Dungeon Master's gonna say it's meta, but yes, I'm skilled with it. This is my specialty. This is what I'd use. Long swords were a little too small for me, so I picked the next best thing. Something that's essentially a long sword in my hand. Alright, Dungeon Master, congratulations. You get to have fun adding that bonus or subtracting the penalty, whichever it is, each time. Probably just a +1 or something. But I don't know that.
That one's probably a +1, but that short sword's got me interested.
Okay, try that at your own risk. Short swords are like daggers to me, seriously. And daggers are like toothpicks. And toothpicks, those are just splinters.
Bertha's just a really big splinter.
Now, Bertha is a splinter delivery system. Speaking of which, Dungeon Master, I am reloaded, right?
You are.
Alright. Belting on the sword above my
give me
normal.
a saving throw.
Oh.
Yes, give me a saving throw.
I rolled an 8.
8. Okay. Dave, there was a detail in the cave I forgot to mention.
What was that?
One of those honking huge crossbow bolts that Hans fires. Are you picking that up too?
I would have, yes.
Okay.
Yay.
So, Hans, yeah, you don't have to mark that one off, because remember, you missed and it went into the cave. I said that.
I remember, yeah. And I was like, yes, that means I'll be able to find it, whether it saves or not.
You just couldn't crawl in there to get it.
Yeah, I did ask if I checked the cave well.
You did. Excuse me, guys. Mama needs me. Back as soon as I can.
See ya.
What do these things cost you, Hans?
Each one's worth an electrum. Legitimately, that's worth one of those coins right there.
You want to buy it for a silver? I laughed. It was a joke. And I gave it back to you for free.
Yeah.
Hans didn't laugh.
I
Not
did
amused.
laugh. Sorry. I'm thinking, distracted. So this was a nice little side quest. Imagine if there had been like a tribe of 200 of these things, and oh god.
Imagine if that mantis would have killed him.
Uh huh.
You'd
You
have a
know,
magical bastard sword, and we'd have a magical short sword.
no, I'm not evil enough to suggest we engineer an accident.
No,
In fact, I rather like the
no.
guy. He's proven competent and definitely
Oh,
worth more
he's
alive than dead.
definitely.
Like, seriously, if we complete this thing, nothing else of interest happens. We track down the dragon, and Hans shoots it in the eye, and it dies instantly. And oh, look, here's a pile of electrum, and we load up on what we can, load up donkey, and okay, you've cleared out the thing. Here's some gemstones, here's some jewelry if we're lucky, or even if it's just piles of copper and electrum. You know, we take what we want, head on back to town, and part ways. I'm giving back the sword and wishing him the best of luck. Magic sword's cool and all, but I ain't stealing it. I'm not a thief, and
No,
I'm not a murderer.
that's
Usually.
right. But if he
Now,
dies from the dragon, just
yeah,
due to
no. If
dice
if
rolls
he
that
dies
happen,
horribly from poisonous spiders and I can't resurrect him, then it's like,
you will
sorry, my
eat
dude.
his rations.
I will eat his rations and I will keep the sword because party, he's dead. I feel sorry for him. Does he have a last will and testament? Maybe family we can send a portion of his share to tide them over. Explain he fought honorably and served the city against a dragon, and yeah, yes, no,
Where's
maybe, who
they'll be like,
knows?
"Where's his sword? It could feed us for the rest of our lives."
Well, they may or may not know that. He may or may not even have family. Realistically, he's a thief. Gods knows, but yeah, no. On the off chance that there isn't a reasonable way to return this to where its rightful owner should be, yeah, Hans would keep it. And even then, it would. I'd be very tempted. You know, I'm neutral. That doesn't mean I'm good or evil, and that's a magic sword. If nothing else, I'm using it till we get back to the city.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I got to crit something with it. That was pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
Would have had a hard time hitting otherwise with the -3.
Mm-hmm. Imagine being Hans, where you're at +2 from your strength at 8th level.
Those things had to be worth decent XP
I'm
for
hoping
our little
so.
party.
They
For our
got a
little
gaze
party.
attack of sleep. They're only struck by magic weapons. Hit points
Uh-huh.
seemed alright. Probably only 2 or 3 hit dice. I mean, I could look them up. I was messaging with Grills because I knew I'd heard the name somewhere. I was trying to put the name and the abilities together.
If they were only 2 hit dice, he would have had to have maxed them, and I think he rolled them, so
Mm-hmm.
I think there were 3 at least.
Oh, that reminds me, actually.
But I did cut the head off one. That was Shalif guiding my blade.
Mm-hmm.
See, Hans? See what Shalif can do? He can guide your blade true.
I hit things more often than not.
Yeah, I know. You cut the head off one of those giant bird things, didn't you?
2, actually.
You cut both their heads off?
I did one and then I did the other.
Oh, yeah, called shots. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, that was pretty deadly.
Mm.
I could tell you some meta about why I'm trying to turn you in character, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to
What
work on
meta
gameplay.
is it, other than trying to get Bertha away from me? I know it's a
Nope.
ploy.
It has nope. You can still use Bertha because you're just
Yes.
a disciple. You're not
Believers,
a cleric.
followers, they are not clerics and holy warriors. They
That
can
is
do that.
correct.
And yeah, it's brownie points for you, undoubtedly. I'm literally giving the clerics and followers of Anrak, like the true followers, I'm talking holy warriors and clerics of Anrak, get 100 XP for every enemy holy symbol they destroy.
Nice.
Yeah. There's
No,
XP
it's
for
because
desecrating altars. Destroying a temple is big bucks. Ding
you
ding.
know all those shallow spells I created.
Oh,
Yeah, I
you
found
need a
out.
test dummy.
No, they would only work for a true believer.
Mm.
Because you notice how they have his name in them. They're not just common clerical spells.
Well, yeah, undoubtedly. Shalaf only grants them.
To his most devoted disciples or whatnot.
So trying to
That's
prove your
the
devotion by converting people.
I would only be able to put it on someone who is converted. You get me?
Ah, I see.
Ah.
Oh, yeah, let's get back to sesh. I think.
Yes, back to session.
Grills, I admit I did a dum-dum, so I have to play like I didn't do the dumb. I looked up the creature because I thought, oh, this is good. Now I was like, wait, hold on, I don't know if these things can... Fuck! And then I'd already read it.
Yeah. Bad double M. Bad.
Yeah.
Minus
At least I'm
500
honest.
XP.
I'll
Minus
do it.
500 XP for looking up the... No, I can't choose that, and I know Grills wouldn't do that to
Grills,
you.
up to you. I'm on my XP right now. I can turn
No,
an 8
don't
into
do
a
it.
3.
Not doing it.
I'm an XP whore, but I'm an honest one.
Okay, as many people as I suspect have been doing meta shit, playing other games while we're doing this, etc., etc. I'm gonna let you slide this time because of your integrity and the admonition that don't do it again, double down. You know better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, legitimately, it just... brain fart.
Okay, ready to move out, and the party is moving out, and
Music
now I
plays.
have to think about a thing.
Hmm?
Because unknown factors to y'all that I have to think it through.
Ooh.
Unknown factors.
Oh, let me know if there's something I can do. Huh. See, a party. I'm hopeful that this minor dragon has a minor dragon sword with it. We take the choicest things. We might marinate. There's so many steps along the way this can go wrong. So we took down the creature. I'm fairly certain it can't fly because of the damage we did to it. So I'm hoping it crawled back to its lair to heal. Hopefully, we sneak up on the thing when it's sleeping. I don't know if it's common knowledge that dragons tend to sleep a lot, and regardless, we sneak up on it, kill it. I'm fairly certain even if it spots us and does the scream, we can kill it at this point. With how much it's been injured and how much we did to it before. Could be mistaken. Okay. One way or another, pretend we get it dead, assuming we don't die to it. Does it have a horde? If so, what is its horde
Wait.
composed of? If it's just a pile of copper, that's gonna suck ass.
Did y'all stop and eat lunch?
We did, yeah. We did 30 minutes for that. And then...
My
yeah.
timekeeper got knocked.
Oof.
Alright, so I'm going to have to arbitrarily put it to... Because wait a second. That many... That did not get knocked. That many means... 2... Alright, that's 5.
Time and reality seems to be warping around us. I don't understand what's
3.
going on.
Okay. Nope. I got you. Because my distance counter did not get bumped. And if I just reverse engineer, because his tracking has kept a steady rate for distance,
Yeah.
and allowing for the combat times and lunch. So I've got your time down.
Moving on.
I can set these back aside because y'all do not encounter the hobgoblins that came to investigate.
Those things are fun.
And because there's fresh kill on the ground rather than tracking the party, they're taking the spoils that the dark gods have provided them. Ooh, fresh meat. And yeah, instead of staying out here hunting more, they're going to take the 2 carcasses and haul ass home. Because yeah, meat, success, we go home. They're not particularly intelligent or curious, especially when free meat is on the ground.
I'm imagining some evil, like, war mage sorcerer type of deal when he needs to clear out the land around his keep, killing something and waiting to see what gets attracted and following it back to their lair invisibly well from the air and just doing that a few times. And okay, I've cleared out the region.
Yeah, I've done that before.
It's clever.
Excuse me, guys. Yes, Mama? No.
We're gonna have a giant were dog.
Hmm.
We need to find a humanoid to fight, like the ones we just missed, the hobgoblins. I have a spell to use for them.
Let's not do that.
Hobgoblins tough?
Hobgoblins are comparable to people.
Where am I at here? Just look at my spells. Spells. I'll remember to detect magic when we're at the city.
Make a note of that.
Yes.
Ah, my ear.
Oh. That's cool how the spell thing works. I like it. It allows you to be a lot more versatile. I thought it had to be the same spell.
Yeah, I figured that out, Mama. All right, guys. Sorry about the interruption again. Now, where were
Welcome
we?
back.
Thank you.
Hello?
Yes, you're back
Ayo.
too. Okay. So the party is traveling. It is that time, that many distance, and I'm still rolling dice. Tracking is good. No encounters. That time of day. This distance.
We need some less than 1 hit die monsters in the group so that Hans can attack 8 times around.
Okay. That time and
Is that or I hit the upper 80s in levels?
wow, the dice are loving y'all right now. So
Thank you, dice.
the tracking is going again. He doesn't move fast when he tracks, but he's been tracking with confidence. He's only lost the trail once when y'all got attacked, and second time when y'all found that cave. And he's reestablished the trail, and even as y'all go along, he'll point out like, "Oh, there's a deep track. Look at that." And this is stuff y'all probably would have overlooked, but when he points it out to you, it's like, "Oh, I see that." So he does know his tracking. Anyhow, the party is going to continue till and he's going to stop at one point, and he's going to comment on the time that he's thinking the day is about done, guys, because he's starting to feel a little bit hungry, and the foliage is better than average density at this point, so you can't really see the sun, but you can tell shadows are getting long.
Alright,
Then
I
we must
guess
stop.
set camp.
Okay. So the party is setting camp. Is the party building a fire?
Yeah, we're probably gonna want to warm camp, right, guys? I can't see in the dark. I mean, I can get us light with, and I'll pat the lantern, but I imagine fire for warmth is good. It's gonna be a beacon, draw shit towards us. That's what the watch is for. Yell, scream.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Well, we have some time into the evening here that I can pray for some spells and heal everybody up too.
Avrod, I'm putting you on the watch schedule unless you can't do that and do tracking the next day.
No, I can do that.
Alright. Hey, you're getting the full share of the funds, you know? 25
Damn
split
straight up.
each.
Damn straight I am.
Or the 50 for the, the second day, since it's gonna take us at least a day to get back.
Oh yeah, we'll pay him full. You're proving a very worthy purchase.
Alright, so Dungeon Master, I don't expect the perfect numbers here, but I'll try and get a rough estimate how many miles south of the road we went.
Alright, what's your intel there, Hans?
I rolled a 1 on a thing because I don't know why I did that. My intel is a 11 or 12. 1 sec, I think it's 12. Brain fart. Apologies. I just rolled a 1 because I was like, ooh, intel check. Let me roll. But yeah, no, my intel is a 12. I rolled a 1 if you want to take that. Otherwise, you can roll.
Oh no, we're gonna go with my die roll.
Yep, it was a 20, wasn't it?
So, Hans, you're not 100% sure, but you're feeling fairly strongly that you've gone about 7.5, maybe 8 miles
Alright.
from the road.
From the road.
I mean, it's been slow going.
It has, yeah.
But I mean, it's like he's finding a road that is invisible for the rest of you, unless he points out, "Ooh, look, a cobblestone." You know.
That's the nice thing about trackers. You would know if someone was in your home moving things around. Trackers, their home is the world.
Dungeon Master?
Kind of.
Yes.
After dinner, how much time do we normally have before we would go to sleep?
That varies by individual, but most of the adventurers, from what I've been observing, is that after they eat out in the wilderness, unless they have first watch or spell recovery or some other important business, they usually sack out.
Then I will be taking time for spell recovery. I would like to heal up the party before they go to sleep too, because I don't want to try healing people while they're sleeping.
Okay.
So I would like to take 45 minutes to pray for 3 cure light wounds.
Okay. For whatever it's worth, Hans does have some wilderness. But aren't you a forester, Hans?
Yeah, that was the secondary skill we rolled, Forester, and you specified that
yeah.
I have some wilderness survival skills, but this
So,
obviously
yeah,
doesn't translate to lumberjack. My bad.
Lumberjack. Okay, so yeah, you've got some familiarity with animal tracks and such, but being able to find hard to spot tracks and little tells and whatnot is you're definitely novice for that stuff, and this guy knows his thing.
Okay, I would like to dole out these cure light wounds after we get the time to go past for them.
All right,
For the
so the party eats. I've got
Yep.
the time. You all have set camp. The party eats, and you're casting or you're praying first.
First, I would have to pray. Yes.
All right, so new question mark party has ate and at camp nightfall is now.
Now, Dave, I don't know if you expressed your guys stay up so I can heal you thing or not, because honestly, Hans would be
Yes.
like, man, just do it in the morning.
Well, our friend looks like he's in relatively rough shape, so I'd at least like to try and give him
Alright.
some.
Happy
You
Mother's
give
Day,
him
Mom.
some, then I should be good until the morning.
If you want to go to bed, you go to bed.
May
Today's the day.
your weapon be good. Yes.
Okay. All right, good. I was about to say something, but I see Dom is typing. And who's taking first watch?
We have a watch schedule, do we not? Let's check
Dave.
formation. Dave.
Well, I know y'all said you were adding Avrod, and if Dave is praying, he's not on watch, is he? Ooh,
That's a piss poor watch. So someone's
okay.
gonna stay up. Someone who's gonna stay up. I guess
Han.
Avrod, because I asked Avrod to stay up so that I could heal him before he went to bed because he's still so wounded.
Okay. Well, you're promising healing magic in that
Yes.
case. He'll ask you how long you're gonna be, and you tell him, and he's like, "Okay, yeah, I can
45
stay
minutes.
up for that."
Okay. 45 minutes later, I can roll some dice for him.
After I check for encounters
Okay.
and get a cigarette and take a crap, because yeah, guys, sorry that is a thing. Ray is praying for 2 hours. Wow. Okay. Who's got second watch, by the way?
Ray.
I have first, so after
Ray,
yeah.
then Avrod, then Hans. If you want, guys, we can discuss. Well, actually, we can't because y'all don't communicate with me. Look, I know I'm the dumb fighter who doesn't know what a first level spell or a cantrip or a dweemer is, but come on, guys.
All right, so this is dinner time at the campfire chat. So y'all figure this shit out while I go for that smoke.
Well, I did tell you I wanted to pray for spells, Hans, and that I wanted to heal you, but you wanted to go to sleep.
Nobody has went to bed yet. Y'all are, at this point, I'm tweaking the wheel of time back just a little bit.
Thank you,
Y'all are
DM.
at the campfire eating.
Okay, so we need, this person needs 2 hours and this person needs about an hour, and we want to try and get everyone to be asleep as much as they realistically need.
I would like another 45 minutes after this 45 minutes.
Okay, fine. So both y'alls need 2 hours. Fuck me jogging sideways.
So everybody
Jesus.
just stays up 2 hours longer.
Pretty much, yeah, I guess.
We have a party.
Damn it, because, yeah, you want to heal Avrod. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to disinclude myself, but frankly, Hans should go to sleep. At least he'll be awake tomorrow.
Well, it's only an extra 2 hours off your sleep.
Yeah, I
and
guess,
it's and it's a 12-hour cycle with.
Well, yeah. So
what are we doing? 3 hours each
plan
for
is for Hans and Avrod to.
You will still have 7 hours of sleep. All according to encounters. Because you know how our DM likes to try and kill us.
Okay, so after that's over, then Dave goes to bed, comma, Ray goes on 4. Not entirely sure how plausible this is, but there, that's a basic
Sounds
schedule.
perfect. Sounds perfect.
Basically, everyone stays up the extra 2 hours, and Dave gets only just a 1 hour shift alone.
Oh, we didn't want to spread it out over everybody's shift?
Nah, I imagine y'all are actually going to want to try and get uninterrupted sleep.
It'll probably not happen. But we can try. At least for the spellcasters. Right, Fighty Man?
Yeah, you go, you spellcasters, you.
Hey, you like the healing.
I
You
do.
know you
You
like
know, I
how
do
it
like the
tickles.
healing. I like not needing it, but I like it when I need it.
Hey, I'd rather need one or have one and not need it than need one and not have it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a Glock. Level 2. Yes, yes.
All right, I feel much better. Okay, let's see what I'm looking at. So y'all figured out a watch schedule, et cetera, et cetera?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's in actions. We've decided what we're gonna do for the rest time because I need to get these spells back twice.
Okay, so Avrod is keeping watch while you pray, Dave.
A bunch of us are. We're all staying up pretty much.
Han's plan is for Hans and Avrod to hold the fort for 2 hours of the others praying. Dave wants to pray, cast, pray again. Then Dave go. Okay. All right.
Now, if Avrod wants to take those 2 hours and take a nap, I'll hold it. I'll
All
be a
right.
bit tired, man, but if you need the sleep to track well, then I'll deal.
And I want to get Avrod healed. So after the first 45 minutes, I will heal Avrod.
Okay. So
I'll
Dave
let you do your
and
encounters
Ray are
first.
praying. All right. Hans and Avrod keeping watch. All right. First hour. Okay. The first hour comes and goes without any encounters, which I'm kind of spoiling y'all with 15 minutes of freebie there. So, Ray, you're still praying. Uh, Dave, you'll get
Within
that
that,
40, you'll get that 45 minutes of praying. So you're going to cast 3 Cure Light Wounds.
I'm gonna start casting. I rolled the first one, and I rolled a 7, and that's on Avarok.
That's on Avarok. Okay, let me adjust.
Yep, update the triage.
That's 8. All right, I got a math.
Okay.
That's times 10. That's... So if I subtract that from that, that's... Yes. Why did I do that? I made that same mistake half an hour ago. All right. Brain, kick in, brain. Damn it! More beer is necessary. Ah. Okay. So described as a percentage divided by that number. That's why I did it. That's right. Okay, that's It's just not clicking. I'm sorry, guys. I'm missing a cylinder.
Well,
I'm only on 11.
I'm pretty tired too, to be honest.
Only 9 o'clock. What are you guys talking about?
Gina, go to hell.
8 and 2/3.
I know he's gonna need another one, so I'm gonna roll the second one.
Okay, roll the second one.
There we go. See if we can't get him way up there. Another 4 points.
Another 4.
Yep.
All right. I will redo my math based on that.
There you go.
What number is he at?
Hold on. Is...
Is Grills refusing to use a calculator?
Yeah, I'm pen and paper. Well, pencil and paper.
Pull out the abacus, man.
Back in my day, you just kept all the numbers in your head, and you liked it.
Damn it, I used to do that, but I'm older and slower now.
Yeah, I just use a calculator.
We just used to use different shaped stones.
No, that's 150. Why is my math part of my brain not working right? This many hit points minus that many, that is 1. I know what the fraction is. All right, double M. 1/15 expressed. 1/15 expressed as a percentage.
6.6%. 6.6 repeating.
Let's call it 7. So he is at 93% now.
One more, throw it at him. Gonna get him all the way there. Ooh, rolled another 7. He's really, really, really good.
Okay, 100%.
Okay. And then my other 45 minutes to relearn those 3 again. And that's
that
all I
probably
can do
tops
for
you off
first
for
level.
that.
Yep. Yes, it does, sir. Now that you told me how it works, I have a little chart that I'm keeping track of on top, how many I've used today. Okay, next encounters for the next hour.
You know, when he first got hurt real bad and I tallied it up, it was like 1 hit point off of exactly half of his hit points. So that was easy. It's like, oh, okay, just under 50%. But his hit point total's a funky number, so...
Of course it is.
Yeah.
That's
that
my
got a
dirty
little
little
awkward.
secret players. I just give the NPCs really easy numbers to work with.
Yeah, I might do that in the future. Just fudge them up or down a little bit to make it an easy math number.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that takes you 3 minutes after the 45. So you're at 6:48 in the evening, and you're going back in for 45 more minutes.
For 3 more cure light wounds.
Right, and hang on, we need one die roll here, Vasa, Dom, Ray. Okay. The next hour will pass without encounters as well.
Nice.
So this means, Ray, you'll have your 2 hours of prayer. Dave, were you going to use spells or you were just recharging for the
I was
night?
hoping to recharge, but I'm looking at Hans and he's not looking the best. Hey, buddy, would you like one of those healing spells before you go to sleep?
Yeah, sure, why not? The
Let's
thing
do it.
is, so a first level fighter with 10 hit points, 80% is 8 of 10, obviously.
Hold on, double M, excuse
Mhm.
me, let me cut in. Dom, we're going to cut it here as soon as I'm done with whatever Hans and Dave are doing. So if you need to cut and drop, go get your sleep. Have a good night and sleep well, okay?
Hey, buddy.
Night, night. So yeah, Dom. Gina, you could hold off on that because the thing about a character like Hans with the 19 Constitution score is that he has a lot of hit points. So I can be down at 50% and I'm still doing better than the full hit point cleric. It's just, well, maybe not cleric, but full hit point magic user for sure over the same level. It's not even a challenge. The magic user getting max rolls and me getting min rolls is the same thing.
Let's give it to you anyways.
But yeah, feel free to slap it on me.
Let's see what I get. Come on, roll high. Oh, yeah. 1 hit point for you.
Yay!
Yep, that's it. Not spending another one.
Alright,
You're so
great.
big, it takes so many of these to heal you.
Yeah, that is why the beauty of the heal spell, 6th level mind you, is so great. Heals everything but 1 to 4.
And reversible. Yum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why it's 6th level. Okay,
Okay, 2 full hit point Jackelwares.
oh nice, you maxed him.
1 G Mantis.
Oh, well, I was there, that's right, I forgot to update when I lost one, so
51.
this actually puts me where you thought I was. Triage was
Did
actually a
y'all
bit
fight-
lower, now it's unchanged.
Did y'all fight anything else? The Jackelwares and the Giant Mantis.
There were like 2 other encounters that came by afterwards. Something ate the praying mantis, a large dinosaur, and some
the
hobgoblins went
Gorgosaurus
after the Jackelwares.
and the Bugbears.
Yeah, that was it.
Oh, bugbears.
Okay. So now I need to record